That's 2025. TakeAstand.givesmart.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Tuesday. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Once again, no Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman. I'm stuck with the bottom of the roster.
That's not nice.
Alex Strofe next to me. Chris Larson is not the bottom of the roster. Upgrading the producer spot with Alex Strofe in this seat. So, I got that working for me.
What are we doing here?
Choosing violence.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm Ben Brust. He's Alex Strofe. You, KBN Nation, and ESPN Wisconsin. Get us on the Carbless Talking Text
You should
line.
be happy somebody actually wants to show up to work.
800-990-3776. That is 800-990-3776. For those who couldn't hear as Alex Strofe was yelling. List is more with Carbless. And, of course, we're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. You good, Strofe?
You're a spoiled brat.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you are. You're spoiled. You're spoiled by my presence. You're welcome for being here.
It's almost kind of reminiscent of what we're about to play, actually.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because Barry Alvarez joined the Barry Alvarez show.
I would hope so.
I would hope so, too.
But you would also hope that Wallace and Nortman join Kyle Wallace.
Brust and Nortman, yeah.
Brad Nortman, yeah.
That has not been the case, which again leads me here with you. On 100.5 ESPN, you can hear the Barry Alvarez show Mondays from 6 to 7 p.m. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I always take the big, deep breath when I have to talk about the Badgers because it takes me to places I don't want to be. You know, it takes me back to Saturday. It takes me back to the good old days of having a football team in which, of course, there was no national championship. But there was a product on the field that made you cheer, made you happy, that made you never even think about booing. And let's play Barry Alvarez right off the rip here. We got to get to it.
Coach, what do you make of how fans have reacted here
I think
so
it's
far?
embarrassing. I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten. Here's a team that you got young players trying to come on. They're competing. They're going to have a chance to get better, and you flip on them. They're early in the season, and you flip on them, and you're chanting for the coach. What do you think that makes? How do you think that makes the players feel?
Exactly.
And that's
a great
just,
point, Coach.
That's disrespectful. It's not loyal. You're not a fan. If I'm a person sitting next to me, boom, I tell, get your ass out of here. We don't need you in here. You don't want to watch this? Go someplace else. Go boo in a bar. You know, that really upsets me.
That Barry Alvarez from the Barry Alvarez show yesterday, 6 to 7 on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Alex Strofe, I'd like to start with you today on the Badgers and what you heard from Barry Alvarez, and I'd also love to hear from everyone on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, and of course your reaction to Barry's comments on the Barry Alvarez show at the Carbless Talking Text line 800-990-3776.
It makes me sad. Barry Alvarez is a legend. There's absolutely no denying that. It's a thrill to have him on our airwaves. It's a thrill to listen to his perspective, but his perspective's misguided, misled, wrong here. This is the same individual that came to Madison, Wisconsin 30-plus years ago and said, buy your season tickets because they're not going to be around soon. And 30 years later, he's saying, give up your student tickets if you don't like the product on the field. He's saying, how do you think that makes the players feel? The players are making tens of thousands of dollars to do something. And you know what they haven't been doing?
Hundreds of thousands.
Something. They haven't done anything. We're losing by 24 points at home to Maryland and a true freshman quarterback. Luke Fickell was brought in as the guy. And again, I think we all agreed at the time in November of 22 that Fickell was hopefully going to be the answer for this Badgers program. And he just hasn't been. This team has completely fallen into a dark, dark place, a dark, dark hole of the bottom barrel of the Big Ten. And so this just makes me wonder if we're all watching the same thing. How do you think this makes the player feel? How do you think it makes the fans feel? The fans that are donating hundreds of thousands of dollars, the fans that are drinking the Potosi varsity ales, the fans that are buying season tickets, the fans that are paying to be there to watch the worst Wisconsin football product we've seen in decades. How do you think it makes them feel that they just know every game the rest of the year they don't have a chance? This was a team who had the third longest streak in the country for making a bowl game. And now a bowl game is a fever dream. It's not if they win one game maybe that they probably shouldn't win, they're going to be bowl eligible. No, they have to win 4 games they probably shouldn't be bowl eligible. So, I respect everything Barry Alvarez has done and will continue to do. But I can't believe how off base he was on this last night on the Barry Alvarez show. It's ridiculous how off he is on this.
Here's, I wrote down a couple of things. When you say spoiled rotten, unfortunately, why the way fans reacted, it's not even I wouldn't even say unfortunately. The way the fans reacted the way that they did against Maryland because of the standard that Barry Alvarez set
exactly
back when he took the head coaching job, and how the program continued to grow and the different coaches that came in continued to win Big Ten championships, going to Rose Bowls, being a couple plays away from college football playoff appearances against Ohio State in Big Ten championship games. Big Ten championship games. That was not that long ago. And although Paul Chryst and the direction the football program was going wasn't up to standard, Chris McIntosh and the university took a big swing that, like you had mentioned, we all applauded. But when Barry Alvarez, who is the ultimate competitor, mentions the word competing, that the student athletes are competing, I mean, they're out there.
They're on the field.
Competing means you're putting forth an effort, and there's like...
I'll just say this. I find it hard to agree with the fact that the fans are spoiled rotten when we're talking about the same fans that sat through a first quarter 2 weeks ago against Middle Tennessee State where you were losing after the first quarter. I find it hard to agree with Barry Alvarez that fans that are witnessing Maryland, who is an awful football school traditionally and historically, awful football school, I find it hard to agree that the fans that are watching their team, who's been in many Rose Bowls in the last 2 decades, spoiled when they're watching Maryland beat them 27-3 on their home field. I find that hard to view as spoiled. That's the part I'm just having trouble with, and it pisses me off.
And you can't tell a fan how to be a fan.
No,
you can't.
You can't. Nobody can. I can't. Barry can't. You can't. Nobody can.
You're going to feel how you feel. And unfortunately, what you said is like it feels kind of like misguided, outdated. It's because it is. It is. I'm still waiting. Like I said yesterday, I'm still waiting for someone to tell me why I should have hope. And I'm not feeling the message from the program. I'm not seeing it on the field. So, like, again, it's not like Barry saying this and 50. It's not 50-50. 50% of the people aren't like, you know, he's right. We got to support them because they are. It's rock bottom. When it's rock bottom, you're gonna get a reaction that we haven't felt and seen before. So part of this is new for a lot of people. It's not for people that were around for pre-Barry Alvarez, but this is new. And unfortunately, people don't want to feel this new, but there is no end in sight of this new feeling that we have, knowing what the schedule is this year, knowing what the buyout is for Luke Fickell if you decide to move on from him, knowing that there are more teams in the Big Ten now, which makes it even more of a monumental task to start over. Everyone's got a leg up. Everyone has a leg up on a program that was something that you could look at and say, I know at least at bare minimum, we will not be embarrassed. But it goes back to the way that they lost to Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. That's what it goes. Last year, that was the okay, this is really bad. 42-10 against Iowa. 42-10 against Iowa. It was embarrassing. And then to have a home game where you're favored by 10 points against a freshman quarterback who is talented. When's the last time a freshman quarterback came into Camp Randall and did what the quarterback of Maryland did to the Badgers? Somebody find that. We're seeing new things we've never seen. And you're paying the head coach $8 million to put a product out there for people to enjoy. And it sucks.
Let me ask you this.
I get where Barry is coming from, because I guarantee he's probably also just upset.
Yep.
But it's just not the truth. The truth is you can boo. What you support him? When are you going to clap? What was there to clap for? I'm serious. What was there to clap for? What do the Badgers do during the first half of Maryland, even the second half outside of scoring late, to clap for?
Yeah.
What can you have cheered for?
I got to be honest, I wasn't paying attention during Jump Around. I just imagine it wasn't a very enthusiastic rendition of Jump Around by House of Pain at the end of the third quarter at Camp Randall. Let me ask you this, Manny. At this moment in time, okay, today is September 23rd, 2025. If I said to you right now, and I know your answer is always going to be, I am a Badger, so I'm a Badgers fan. But if I asked you right now, going forward in the near future, would you rather be a Wisconsin fan or a Maryland fan? Which fan base do you think you would have a better time rooting for?
I hate
Just
you.
do it. Just do it.
No, I hate you for this.
But play the game.
I'm not playing this game. I can't.
It only goes downhill from here, so go ahead and answer.
Well, as a fan or as
if you were not Ben Brust, the Badgers legend, okay? I want you to answer this as person A, right? You get to choose your college football fandom going forward from this point. Wisconsin or Maryland?
I still, again, this is
Okay,
I can't take myself out of it because I still have a belief.
Let me do this then. Okay? I've got 5 schools in front of me. Maryland, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, and finally Indiana. Those are all schools Wisconsin has traditionally been better than since Barry Alvarez showed up in the early 90s. Correct? You would agree with that?
I know for a fact, yes.
Maryland, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana. You would agree all 5 of their futures right now at this moment on September 23rd, 2025 in the near future is better than Wisconsin's. Brighter than Wisconsin's.
I mean, I could make an argument against Maryland.
Okay, but the other 4? Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana?
Unfortunately,
you can't make a case.
In the near future, yes.
Yeah. That's
in the next 2 to 3 years, yes.
So I don't know what other evidence the athletic department needs. And I don't know. I'm not advocating for anybody to lose their job, but something needs to change. And I don't know what that is. Right? I don't have the answers. I wish I did. But Luke Fickell clearly in the 3 years has not had the Kirk Cignetti effect in Indiana. And I know that's rare and kind of uncharted territory. But I watched college football this weekend. Did you see what Indiana did to Illinois, who was the number 9 team in the country this weekend?
Who will bounce back at some point.
I agree. And I think Illinois is a good team. And I think Brett Bielema, frankly, the former Badgers head coach, is a good college football head coach still in the year of our Lord 2025. But at the end of the day here, Benny, the fact is Wisconsin was promised something. Wisconsin fans were promised something when Luke Fickell was hired in 2022. A change, right? Elevating and evolving into the age of NIL and being relevant in the landscape of what was going to become a 12-team college football playoff. The fact of the matter is, the last 3 years, counting this year, and for the next 3 years, there's no shot Wisconsin's competing for a college football playoff unless a major change is made. Thus, what happened in Indiana? Indiana pulled the trigger 2 years ago on, at the time, the largest buyout in Big Ten history, when they fired their coach Allen. And then they hired Kurt Cignetti. And Kurt Cignetti did what, granted, a lot of teams in college football haven't been able to do. But he came in 1 year and they made the college football playoff. 1 year. It's doable. There is proof that it is doable. So the fact that
I want to talk about why, when I look at the program and I see Luke Fickell in year 3, why I'm just so distraught, and why I know it's not clearly not working, and why I want to believe but I can't believe, right? This all comes from a place of wanting to believe, but I can't believe based off of X, Y, and Z. I want to get into that a little deeper.
Sure.
But Cheesehead Bucky in Madison chimed in last week. I don't know if you remember. He was very adamant on, recruiting classes and Fickell, optimistic. And I'm not going to knock any fan on how they're going to be a fan. So I do want to hear what Cheesehead Bucky has to say here.
What's up, guys? Okay, first I want to apologize. I was wrong. Okay, I was just trying to keep the confidence level high.
No fault in that. I appreciate that.
I'm a diehard Badger fan. Okay, I lived in Madison my whole life, born and raised. My first ever job was selling peanuts at Camp Randall.
Cool.
It's in me, okay? So the problem I have, right, and I agree with you. I don't know, Fickell probably isn't the guy, right? But if we want to go to Indiana's also spending $10+ million a year on their football team, thanks to Mark Cuban. Okay, they paid their quarterback that came in $1.6 million to be their quarterback, and he's looking phenomenal. So until this program, and granted, we get a new coach, that's going to help, or whatever. I don't know what the fix is, but this team also hasn't been ranked in the top 15 during the season since 2019. So this program has been broken.
I hated hearing that. I want to continue on with some of your thoughts and get to a little more on why this hurts so much, like how we got here and why it sucks that you're heading into the biggest part of your schedule. And you brought up some examples of other teams, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana. There are situations in which you can bring in a guy and turn this around, but there's one thing that Luke Fickell is lacking and why I don't have belief right now, and it would take a lot for me to change that belief. Until he's the coach, I can't give up, but I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I text Greg Scalzo, and I say, Greg, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late to work. I'm caught in an international conspiracy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
Who benefits the most from Micah Parsons being on the field? Secondary. Keyshawn Nix.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
If you're a quarterback, you've got to get the football out of your hands before you really want to do it. I mean, everybody's getting their wealth with this, but to me, I think it's really the guys in the secondary.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, like before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
At Alpha Custom Apparel, we create standout corporate apparel and promotional gear that makes a lasting impression. Whether it's polos for your next conference, branded jackets for your sales team, or eye-catching giveaways for a client event, we've got you covered. We offer a concierge-like experience for businesses who want more. More customization, more creativity, more impact. From concept to delivery, we help brands big and small show up looking their best with speed, style, and attention to detail. Create with us today at alphacustomapparel.com.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale Roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only, and you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust with Alex Strofe. You, KBN Nation, ESPN Wisconsin, are at 800-990-3776, the Carbless talk and text line. And, of course, on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Barry Alvarez spoke on the Barry Alvarez Show from 6 to 7 on 100.5 ESPN yesterday. Fans are spoiled rotten. How do you think the players feel?
Soft and soft.
Ultimately, when you're losing to Maryland, I just...
They're down 24 points in their home field in the fourth quarter.
What are they going to do? Cheer?
Woo! I'm having a blast!
Yeah, like
this is what I paid obscene amounts of money for. Be down 24 in the fourth quarter to Maryland. That's that's what we want. Okay, got it.
I think what I'm realizing the problem is, and it's something that everyone talks about in every sport. Culture, identity, like what are you about? Mm-hmm. Even yesterday, watching Dan Campbell's Lions again. Go for it on their own side of the 50 in a 7-point game. His players, incomplete or complete pass, they buy in. How can somebody buy? What is the vision? If you can't sell fans, if you can't put a product on the field, how are you going to attract talent? And I know there's a paying component to this. But in order to go from where you are to where you want to be, if it's not Luke Fickell, whoever comes in next has to have something of a vision. Because when I think back to year one and you bring Luke Fickell in, mm-hmm. They had changed the way they were going to run the offense in what was the air raid, dairy raid, and it really wasn't even that on the field, if we're being honest. The defense changed, the way you used to 3-4, and so if you're gonna make that change, and you're gonna get all the excitement of, hey, we got a bat signal, Luke Fickell's Twitter's going off, who's gonna be the Badger? They did the right things. They marketed this beautifully.
The launch, remember the launch?
It was done beautifully. I'm not gonna knock because everybody had excitement, but ultimately, when you see the play on the field and you look at the coach and you listen to the coach, can you identify and feel like you can trust that person? And if you're questioning that, how are people going to watch the Badgers and be like, he's been here 3 years. I think that this is a place where I should go, right? And so my thing is, if he can't figure out a way to get people to see what his vision is and buy into the vision and create some sort of identity and culture, the vest ain't it. The team thing ain't it. And my overall point is, how are you supposed to go ask for money for players if it's from a donor, if it's from the athletic department, wherever the money funnels in from, right? How are you supposed to do that when you go, oh, wait, we're investing $8 million in this coach and he's asking me for something and I don't really like if you were a business owner and you went to an investor, a potential investor, and you were like, hey, this is what we've done in 3 years. You guys want to invest? Like, that's ultimately what I'm getting at, is they paid him enough money over 3 years in an era where you don't have to wait for success. It's kind of out there right now. And that's where I said, I'm broken, and until you tell me a reason that I should have hope, I'm not going to. Because I just don't feel as if there's enough from him as the leader of the team that they're going to be able to get pieces to turn this around. I want them to, but there's been nothing in 3 years with the amount that you're paying him to tell me that I should have confidence. He'd be laughed at if he went to people for money. He'd be like, wait, I'm supposed to give you money and this player may be good, but what are they going to do and how are they going to do it with how you're coaching, right? Like, nobody knows. What are they good at? What have they been good at?
They don't have an identity.
They have no culture. They don't have identity. And it sucks because when we talk about this, it just reminds you of how low it is right now. You're like, this is my body of work in 3 years.
Yeah, I have no.
Do you want to give us some money for this quarterback? That's great. I don't care if they had $10 million for a quarterback. No quarterback for $10 million.
Probably get hurt.
Not where I'm going, but I get your joke. But no $10 million quarterback would be like, yes. It'd probably
Sign me up.
It'd probably take 7 and go somewhere where they could win and make more endorsements. Like you know what I mean? Like there's cause and effect to so many things in college sports now that I fear that this is just like so lost that there's no coming back from it during Luke Fickell.
Here's the thing that frustrates me maybe the most is, okay, if you want to take the angle, and if you have, I think most people are just frustrated with this whole experiment and the lack of results you've seen over the course of 2+ years now. But look at other sports, and specifically look at men's basketball, right? Look at the other major profitable sport that Madison has, and that, of course, is their second most profitable sport is men's basketball. It's worked. They've gotten the transfers. And I know John Tonje was not the most highly touted transfer by any means, so I'm not even going to use him as the example. I'm going to use A.J. Storr as the example. A.J. Storr was paid a lot of money to come to Madison, and he chose Madison over other schools. And obviously, he left after 1 year, but that was a guy they were able to recruit to Madison and have success with. They made a tournament. They made a run in the Big Ten tournament. Greg Gard is a coach of old school, come up, right? He didn't come up in the NIL. He didn't come up in the transfer portal eras. He came up in the, you stay for 4 years. You're not going to play much as a freshman. We're going to develop you, and you're eventually going to become a star. Hey, Ben Brust, good to see you. That is how Greg Gard started his career. But then this all came along, and it took Greg Gard a minute, but he evolved, and he figured it out, and he learned how to work the transfer portal and the NIL and how to use those to his advantage to build a team that can compete for legitimate championships. And while Wisconsin in basketball may not have gotten to the second weekend, they've made runs in the Big Ten tournament. They've been towards the top of the Big Ten standings. Still, as the conference grows, evolves, and continues to pour more money into transfers and NIL, Wisconsin is still one of the powerhouses in Big Ten basketball.
It's a place where people want to go when they transfer.
Right.
Because of the identity that he's created, and he's shifted a whole identity of what has been built, despite it being a lot of the same concepts, but he's made it where they play faster, and it attracts talent.
The thing that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me is 10 years ago, when it was Brett Bielema and then ultimately Paul Chryst, is Madison was a place recruits wanted to play. Madison was a place where recruits could go and visit and ultimately land in the decision of, I want to attend the University of Wisconsin-Madison because A, it'd be great for my football career, but B, I can win here. And now you've got these recruits on the sideline on Saturday against Maryland, who, again, I bring up historically is not a good football school. And they're watching Wisconsin drown to the Terrapins. They were down 27-3 in the fourth quarter. They were down 24 points on their home field to a freshman quarterback. What are those recruits thinking, Ben? You think they're sitting there going, I got a lot of opportunity because those guys on the field aren't very good. No, they're thinking, I'm going to go somewhere else. This isn't for me. This program doesn't have a path to winning in the next few years. Now, they might believe in Luke Fickell because I think people in that building still do believe in Luke Fickell. I think some people do. I don't know that everybody does, but I do think some people still believe in Luke Fickell. But recruits, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, guys that could maybe come and contribute day one, if they're visiting Wisconsin and Madison, they might go, pretty cool State Street. Pretty cool. Restaurants, it seems like a fun city. The football program on the other hand, I'll walk through this little arch. That'll be cool. But once we get on the field, we're going to lose by 24 to Maryland. No, thanks. I'm good. I'm going to go somewhere else. Why don't I go check out Ohio State or Michigan or Illinois? Because Illinois knows how to win down south. Oh, we'll just go east. We'll go to Indiana. They were in the college football playoff last year, a basketball school. Nobody was going to want to come to play here. It's truly rock bottom. And that's I know I was very upset about the Packers yesterday. All of my anger has been transitioned to the Badgers because after hearing Barry Alvarez, again, who is a legend, and I guess if anybody in the world can have the opinion he had, it's going to be him. But this isn't getting any better anytime soon. I don't see the sun on the horizon here. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't.
That's Alex Strofe. I'm Ben Brust. Chris Larson's running the show. Getting your texts at 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talking text line. See you on YouTube. Reading through them all. Are you over it?
In what capacity?
Sunday's game.
Oh, the Packers? Yeah, I think so. But
That's a no. That's a no. He just did the I think so.
Let me think about it.
Let me ask this because I need a break from sadness.
Sure.
Because I would say this is more frustration because you have when you say the Packers, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because of the roster, because of the lack of execution, because of blowing the 10-0 lead with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's a different type of feeling.
Yeah, they're still a good team.
There's like a hopeless feeling to the whole last 30 minutes that we had.
Defeated, yeah.
That, like, at least when we talk about, like, are you over it? If you're not, you'll be able to get over it because you have another opportunity with a team that has an elite defense and has pieces and like, has beaten the Detroit Lions, the Commanders, laid an egg, but have an opportunity on Sunday to let you know how they're going to bounce back because they have the opportunity to. Bouncing back against Michigan after the bye week for the Badgers on Big Noon kickoff? Yeah, don't really feel the same. So I want to know if you're over what happened Sunday with the Green Bay Packers against the Cleveland Browns. And if you're not over it, who's the first person you think of and why? 800-990-3776. We move on to debacle. Are you over what happened on the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds on Sunday? Next, it's Kyle, Brust, and Norman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no interest for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers Tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School open house is Sunday, October 12th. Become part of the CMH tradition and make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on October 12th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. Awarded for academic excellence, a rich tradition of athletic success, and an experience rooted in faith. Find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet the faculty and coaches, learn all about the opportunities available for your student. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with no Kyle and no Nortman. You got Ben Brust alongside Alex Strofe. Chris Larson's running the show. UKBN Nation on the Carbless Talk and text line at 800-990-3776. Or, of course, seeing us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. We'll head over to the Carbless Talk and text line. Larry's on the east side of Madison. Larry, welcome to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. Hey, you guys keep talking about the college athletics, sports. It's no longer in football. It's a business.
Correct. Sure.
And in business, if you have a great manager, a great leader, a great coach, you pay them for it. But if they don't meet minimal tasks or performance levels, then you have infractions. And the same goes to the athletes. Those that are getting paid, there should be infractions for the level of no competitiveness or not meeting those minimal tasks, that performance levels that they need to meet. It's a business.
Well, thank you, Larry, on the east side. I get the overall point. When the money is given to the athletes, it's done on some different types of terms. But I think I think you can keep it higher up right now. I think you can keep it at if you're paying Luke Fickell $8 million a year, and that's how we got here because of money, and we got here because of performance. And ultimately, I think where he started was if you have a great manager and a great leader, you usually can drive success. And right now, that is absolutely in question based off where we are in year 3 and the possibilities that you do have as a head coach to make your team better a lot quicker than you could, say, 7 years ago, where it may take you having a culture, trying to keep some guys in the program that you think can help elevate that, be a part of that, get them to buy in, wait for a couple recruits to come in, get them to buy in, and then by year 2, at the end of the year, you see that sort of take place on the field and everyone starts to see that vision, and year 3, boom, you go. It's different now.
I agree. I think the thing that bothers everybody the most about the Luke Fickell era, and I don't know if we've explicitly said that. We've explicitly said a few times we haven't seen a signature win. But I don't remember like a super, encouraging performance in a statement game, right, against a really good opponent. They didn't look good against Alabama the other week. Ohio State and Oregon last year, I don't think they really competed.
So
the Oregon
guess
game, I guess, was a one-possession game.
It was. I was there, but again,
did you walk away from there going, okay, they're close? Like I don't think we had that feeling.
I did, but then they played
Iowa,
Nebraska, and Minnesota. I forget which one was after at the time. It was later in the season, so probably Minnesota around Thanksgiving. But I guess where I'd push back is the only thing that does hurt there is some facts that they haven't been able to have a quarterback stay healthy.
It's true.
But quarterback healthy or not, what are they? Mm-hmm. I still haven't known what they are. And I understand that trying to change what you were from the last 2 years and bringing in Jeff Grimes and like trying to do something different was a smart move. But by that point, what we're seeing is it was too late to have people come to the program, and when you're trying to change something in the middle of a tenure when you didn't have success the first 2 years, how are you going to be able to get the talent to execute?
Let me run up the hypothetical by you. Let's say they win one more game this year. Let's just say it's Washington. I think that's probably the easiest game left on their schedule. So they finish the season 3-9. You willing to give them one more year?
Strofe. It's not for me to decide. You know my answer, though.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way. Because I guess if you wanted to start a list of excuses for Luke Fickell, you could probably do a pretty good job. Quarterback would be top of the list. He legitimately hasn't had a healthy starting quarterback.
What else is there?
The offensive coordinator hire was a bad one,
but that's on him.
But he fixed it. Now he thinks, or he can
what do
make
you mean
a case.
He
thinks he fixed it, right? He brings in Jeff Grimes. He needs him to get time to get going. Jeff Grimes hasn't had a quarterback from an offensive standpoint. Defensively,
he's running on 3rd and 9 against Middle Tennessee State in the first half.
I forgot about
Enough
that.
said. Charlie and Franklin, you're up on the state of the Badgers. Not the title of this show, but it is right now.
Hey, I just want to call. I've been a season ticket holder for a very long time. I had a sit through that debacle last week, Saturday, and I think it's a twofold. I don't think Luke Fickell all of a sudden forgot how to coach. I think what happened was he pushed his trailer to an offensive coordinator that was a complete catastrophic failure. With that, we recruited offensive linemen for that scheme. Mm-hmm. I don't think our offensive line is anywhere where it needs to be. He hasn't been healthy. The quarterback situation has been a debacle. Last week, Saturday, we played with a third-string center. We played with a third-string left tackle all year because Kevin Hayward ripped his ACL and Barrett Nelson ripped his patella tendon. So we're playing with a redshirt freshman at left tackle. I'm not a Luke Fickell believer. I hope he can somehow find a way to fix what's going on up there, because if he's gone next year, this sets us back a long time.
Yep.
Not only will there be max exits with our current players, but you guys talked about it before. There were some big-time recruits up there this last weekend. And I don't know how the recruits go home and even remotely think about this is a place where they want to play. But also with that being said, we're the second least team out there that spent money on NIL. You know, you brought up Indiana. Indiana football spent $22 million on their roster. So, you know, I mean, if we're going to
and Charlie, I do want to expand on that. I gotta keep us rolling here. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, good call.
One thing to add, though, what did Indiana spend the year before? Right? I
don't know.
My overall point is there's going to be money to be spent
when you're winning.
When you win football games and proof of concept.
Yeah, I think
and there's no proof of concept here.
You mentioned this earlier, right? I think people, when you go approach them and say, hey, can I have some money, sir? They're probably more prone to say yes if they know there's a return on their investment coming.
Correct.
Right? I mean, that's just natural living.
You're not a business guy, but you got that one covered.
Hey, thanks, man. I took a business class or two at the esteemed University of Stevens Point. I really liked that phone call. I thought that was, what was the term we used yesterday? Level-headed anger? I think that's what that was from Charlie. And more disappointment maybe than anger. But I thought he made a lot of really good points. I don't know if Luke Fickell's here or not next year. I think he is through the end of the season. I don't know if he is next year. If he is, he's got a lot of things to figure out. But I would already throw this year in the trash. I think it's over.
You know who's a great leader?
Gina Della from Pella.
Gina Della from Pella and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I can tell you from experience because Gina leads a great team. Joe Franco came over to my house. The installation team came over to my house. And before they did anything, they walked me through it, made me feel comfortable. They helped me understand the entire process. Helped me get 0% for 5 years, which you can do if you order by the end of the month. So get your consultation with Gina and their team. Pella has that professionalism. They have the product with all the warranties. You're working with the direct Pella manufacturer. And that is big because they can provide great financing, save you on home energy bills, upgrade the value of your home. It all works together with Gina and their team. I've experienced it, and I can tell you that if you haven't gotten a consultation, there is no harm in having them come out to see what they can do with you within your budget. And then they offer 0% for 5 years, 0% for 60 months for you to have all the benefits that Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can provide. So check out PellaWI.com and book that consultation today. Now are you over Sunday? Because I see a lot of stuff about both right now. I'm trying to manage frustrating football still on a Tuesday. Kyle Brust Nortman with Alex Strofe and Ben Brust continues next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks? Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Cold plunges, better sleep, a gym buddy. How do you know what has the biggest impact for an active body and mind? With BetterHelp, you can talk with real, qualified therapists, not AI. With a 4.9-star rating, BetterHelp understands mental wellness shouldn't be tougher than a workout. Their therapists can figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a cold plunge. Visit BetterHelp.com, code TIMEOUT for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com, code TIMEOUT.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. It didn't seem like it when the season started, but we've watched the crew become a great team. We're just as proud of the team here at Annex. I'll put the Annex team up against anyone when it comes to what we do. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. If that's what you're looking for, let's talk soon. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. In the meantime, let's enjoy championship baseball in Milwaukee.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You got me brainwashed, you got me so lost, you got me overdone.
Listen up. IKEA is turning 40. And today is your last day for something awesome as they're giving you presents. There's a gift card giveaway, and it's your last chance. So if you're listening, get to IKEA Oak Creek or IKEA.us for more information because they've been giving away gift cards anywhere from $5 to $500. 120 winners every day at every store. So you must be an IKEA family member to participate, which is free. One gift card per IKEA family membership during the promotion, and that promotion ends today. So get to IKEA in Oak Creek or any IKEA store if you're listening and you buy one, and you have a chance as a family member to walk away with anywhere from $5 to $500. Visit IKEA.us for more information. Ben Brust, Alex Strofe, KBN Nation turning the page from what was a cranky Alex Strofe yesterday with a cranky Alex Strofe about the Badgers today to, how about something lighter? It's funny, but it's not funny. I feel like I'm doing that a lot with our teams. It's like, I'm sad. I don't want to be sad, but I am sad and I am hopeless.
We're okay.
We all know the offensive line was abysmal against the Cleveland Browns. Take a listen, because Myles Garrett beat Rasheed Walker, and I don't think Rasheed Walker touched him on a nice little inside move. This is just great stuff.
Bro, I beat him on the cleanest inside last series. Jordan! Run!
Is that what the tackle said?
Yes.
I also, Chris, would love for you to find the play itself because you can hear
very faintly
Rasheed Walker go, Jordan, run! Jordan, run!
Yeah, I saw this last night. It's very funny. I mean, I don't know, man. When you get beat by Myles Garrett, what do? You're trying to protect your guy, and you can't catch him now. So what do you do?
Especially if you
run.
He didn't touch him. It's not like he gave him a half second, of a punch or like a little bit of a grab or anything.
I think he tried.
He tried and he whiffed, and I do the same thing. I'd be like, "Don't die,
Jordan, please. We need you."
Like literally, I did not do my job, so please, I want to keep my job. And if you get hurt, I won't have a job. So run,
Jordan, run. Yeah.
Chris will work on pulling up to see if we can faintly hear Rasheed Walker yell, "Jordan, run." But unfortunately, that clip is a microcosm of literally the game.
Yeah, and I was listening to Matt LaFleur last night just because I always find Matt LaFleur on Mondays after losses very
ornery.
Yes, but also kind of entertaining in a weird way because as we learned together yesterday, well, not learned, but as we saw for the first time in 2025 together yesterday, I, on Mondays after Packers losses, also very ornery and cranky because they ruin my mood. It's just the number one team that affects my mood. So usually it's like a good cap on my day. At the end of the day, I'll go, okay, time to wind down. I'm going to watch Matt LaFleur now. And he talked about how he knew the Browns' defensive line was good, but he didn't realize just how good they were minus Myles Garrett. Yeah. But in fairness, I'm also not the head coach of a football team, an NFL football team, but I didn't either. I didn't realize how good this Carson Schwessinger kid it was, who's, I think, the front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year right now after that performance against the Packers. So their front seven, was just terrific against Green Bay. I all in all, I said it at 4:08 p.m. yesterday. I believe this will serve as a good wake-up call for the Packers. I didn't want to admit that yesterday until 4:08 p.m., and that's when I did it. This loss is a good thing because, Ben,
oh, here we go.
Because, Ben, you can't get the 14-3 without the 3. And if one of those 3 is ugly, like Sunday was against a not-so-good football team, I don't think that makes you look at the Packers any less by week 18 as a Super Bowl contender, right? There were some clear things that went wrong.
I still don't look at them that much different. The biggest thing that is a little bit scary to me is, again, we can have a Jordan Love conversation, but my mind continues to go to Matt LaFleur as the leader of the team. And the decision making of not being on the same page as the medical staff and Zach Tom, having the contingency plan to have Jordan Love play right tackle, there was just so many things that led to kind of a haywired game. And also what falls on the head coach is discipline. How many penalties?
13.
13.
14, actually. One was declined on that field goal at the end of the game.
So 13. And so when you look at that, that's on the coach. The coach is the one that sets the tone and discipline and how they respond and what they do on the field and play calling, especially getting as creative as you can, knowing that you're a little banged up and adjusting to, which again, I know it's near impossible when you don't have a good O-line, finding ways to get open, but that's what you're paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still the Cleveland Browns. And it'll be interesting to see what happens because am I mistaken in thinking that the Detroit Lions play the Cleveland Browns this weekend?
You are not mistaken. That is correct.
I'm pretty sure they're favored by the exact same thing the Packers were. 7.5, 8.5, anywhere around there.
After watching the Lions last night.
Yeah, but my point is the Green Bay Packers didn't find a way to run the football. And the Detroit Lions yesterday against the Ravens found a way to, again, dominate their opponent physically. And so I'm not saying that the Lions are better than the Packers or this or that. I'm just genuinely curious to see how Detroit does against the Browns from a rush standpoint to see how far away this offensive line is with all the injuries that they do have.
Yeah, and Detroit obviously took a hit on their offensive line. Their center retired in the offseason, a couple other changes for them. So you're right. It'll be a good quote-unquote measuring stick if you end up watching that Detroit-Cleveland game to see how different they are, or how differently they succeed against the same opponent in back-to-back weeks. But all in all, again, I'm not freaking out, right? I think Zach Tom will be back at some point. Aaron Banks hopefully can get healthy. I think Rasheed Walker will play better. Elton Jenkins will play better. the offensive line is a concern coming out of that game, but I don't view them as the worst unit in football by any means. I still think they can beat good teams, they can beat bad teams, and they can beat good defenses.
What time did you listen to the Matt LaFleur press conference last night?
Late.
How late?
Maybe 11 o'clock.
You're a liar.
Why?
What time did you get home from the bar?
Later than that.
So you watched it at the bar?
Right. I guess you're right. What time did the Brewers game? About midnight?
Late. I think it was like 12.
It was like
12:15, 12:30.
Okay, so now like 12:30.
What time did you originally say? 10:30?
I said 11, but yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, probably 12:30 then.
You wind down listening to Matt LaFleur press conferences before bed?
I wind down by doing sports. Yeah. So
no, but like I feel like that would have made me more angry, and I wouldn't have slept.
No. Okay. So look, I'm a really weird individual, and you and I have talked.
Just
about
say it. You went out with your friends, and
I went out with one friend, and I mean, I didn't really get after it too hard. I think I had 3 beers. And I watched the game. I watched the end of the Monday night game. I watched the end of the Brewers game.
Alex Strofe just said, I didn't really get after it. I had 3 beers. I would love to put it on the poll.
I could show you I think I have a receipt, actually.
You have an itemized?
I don't know if I have an itemized. Let me look.
Either way, I'd love a receipt.
I don't have it. I could show you how much it was, though. It was only
Strofe the liar.
$19.
Strofe the fraud.
I'm not lying to you. I have a witness. I can text him.
We got to get to Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? I love that you're winding down to Matt LaFleur. And lying about what time you're winding down to Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, you're right. I got to be honest. I forgot I went out last night. I don't know.
You had 3 beers and forgot. No, something's not added up here. It smells fishy. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
No, it was because it was mostly.
Stop.
Most of the time
it's time for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? I caught you in the lie. We're just going to stick with it. Oh, he's getting mad. He's getting defensive. Gen Z energy. I'm just kidding, buddy. Although you did lie. 800-990-3776. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust is next. Strofe, do you have the details on this of my record and whatnot?
Yeah, 1 second, please.
I take it you'll be reading the questions today next to me?
Yes. Ben's record in 2025, 6-28-6.
Damn.
Ben's record as a married man, he is 0-2-1.
Damn. Not good either way. Gonna make my wife proud today.
Still haven't won as a married man.
Let's do that. Let's go caller number 7, just because I saw 7. I think
it's my favorite number.
I saw the Lions had 7 sacks to the Ravens 0.
Yeah, that was dominant.
Let's go 800-990-3776. Yes, Stevie, that was a police interrogation by me. I want to make sure Alex Strofe is being held to a high standard here. Caller 7 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? 800-990-3776. See you in 2 minutes.
Even your pickiest eater will say yes to this. Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Perfect on their own with a favorite dipping sauce, or stacked in one of our 2 new subs. Classic crispy chicken or bold Buffalo Ranch crispy chicken. Made with quality chicken and served on our fresh baked bread. It's a mealtime win for kids and grown-ups. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 9 to 13.1 ounce selected varieties, Old Dutch tortilla or potato chips, 2 for $5.50. 32 ounce selected varieties, International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties, Bird's Eye Vegetables, 4 for $5. 10.5 to 11.25 ounce selected varieties, New York Texas Toast, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th. We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
All right, hour 2, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with you, ESPN Wisconsin, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, where you can watch us live. And, of course, the all-new, customizable, designable ESPN Wisconsin app. I'm Alex Strofe in for Brad Nortman and Kyle Wallace today. Chris Larson Pebble is running the show, and Ben Brust will rejoin us momentarily because right now, right here on KBN, 6-28-6, and as a married man, 0-2-1, it is time for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Presented by Lakeland University. Don't put your life on hold to earn your degree. Build a schedule that meets your needs. Lakeland.edu.
Yeah, Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Presented by Lakeland University. As mentioned, Ben's record in the year 2025. 6 wins, 28 losses, 6 ties. That is rough. Ben's record as a married man, 0 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. This is week number 4 for Benjamin in his holy matrimony, his wedded bliss. Joining us now, he is a multiple-time contestant. He is the man who texts us each and every week and lets us know he got every single question right when he doesn't compete. Despite the cries and the asks of KBN Nation for him to be banned from this segment, he has done it again. He was caller 7. It is my friend, our friend, a member of KBN Nation, the great Chef Ed in Milwaukee, is today's contestant. Chef Ed, good afternoon. How are you?
How's it going, Stove? Three beers. Stove, I had 3 beers for breakfast this morning.
Hey, sometimes I got to behave, Chef Ed. You know, it's rare for me. It's rare for me, but I behaved last night. I had to stay awake, by the way, with how late of a game that one was. But a loss for the Brewers. Still 2.5 games up on the Phillies with 5 games remaining for them. So we will see how they compete. So, Chef Ed, last week you texted me. I read 14 questions. You told me you got all 14 right. Do you stand by that?
It was actually 13. I missed one after I heard the answers.
Okay, sure. So let's make a prediction before we read the questions today. How many are you getting right?
I'll say 7.
Okay, 7. All right. I like it. Well, you know the drill, Chef Ed. If this is your first time listening to Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, the rules are pretty simple. I've got 15 questions in front of me. Chef Ed and Ben Brust will each have 90 seconds to answer as many as they can. They can say skip or pass if they don't know the answer, and we will come back to it if time allows. If Chef Ed either beats or ties Ben Brust, we will hook him up with yet another ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. Chef Ed, are you ready to roll?
Let's do this.
Before we start the timer, I did forget to mention one unique rule today. For any question I wrote today that includes the answer of a person, I am requiring both a first and last name today. You understand?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Are you smarter than Ben Brust? Remember the first and last name. Remember the skips and passes. Here we go. 90 seconds for Chef Ed in 3, 2, 1. Who wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer?
I know. I'll come back to it.
The Nobel Peace Prize is named after Alfred Nobel, who is best known for inventing what?
Pass.
In what sport do you find a pommel horse?
Gymnastics.
Who invented basketball, the sport, in 1891?
Oh, the guy who... Pass. God,
what does DNA stand for? What does DNA stand for?
Pass.
Okay, we're going to roll now, Chef Ed. Who is the lead singer of the band Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
Who is credited with creating the cartoon character Mickey Mouse?
Walt Disney.
2 teams have won 6 Super Bowls. Name them.
New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Which U.S. president appears on the $50 bill?
Grant.
I need a first name.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Thank you, sir. What is the chemical symbol for carbon?
R.
What is the only U.S. state that starts with the letter P?
Pennsylvania.
What is the world's largest island that is not considered a continent?
Greenland.
Very good. Nailed this prediction, by the way. The 7 spot for Chef Ed. Nailed it. Well done by him. Very good. Very good. All right, we got rolling there at the end. A couple of passes early, but I imagine Ben's not going to be a whole lot better.
Yeah, those names didn't come to me. Those names are getting to me.
That's all right. You might kick yourself a little bit, but you nailed your prediction. You went light on the prediction, and you nailed it. So well done by you.
Thank you.
There is Chef Ed. Maybe the all-time contestant on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust. I think he's done it more than anybody else. I have the call screener tip my way. I don't think you know who's the contestant, but I said I think he's done it more than anybody else.
Chef Ed?
That would be correct. Yeah, Chef Ed was our contestant today on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust. After saying and texting in, he got 14 of the 14 questions I read last week correct. Not quite that good today, but still pretty good performance for Chef Ed. All right, how you feeling?
Always good, Strofe.
Okay, good. Good. One quick rule tweak today.
What?
Just a quick, it's a one-off, but there's a lot of questions about people this week. I need a first and last name for anything that has to do with people this week. It's required of the contestant who happened to be Chef Ed. It's required of you. You understand? Remember your skips or passes?
I'm already filing an official complaint.
You have 90 seconds to answer as many as you can. Remember your pass and skips.
I sound like such a Karen.
We will give you a quadruple XL t-shirt if you win today. I have talked to management. They're willing to give you one.
You need a new sleep shirt.
Yeah, I know, right? Do you wear... No, you don't wear underwear.
I don't wear anything.
You sleep naked every night?
Every night.
What do you got? Tummy issues? Never mind. All right, here we go.
Get up and go to the bathroom?
And Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? In 3, 2, 1. Who wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer?
Tom Sawyer.
The Nobel Peace Prize is named after Alfred Nobel, who is best known for inventing what?
Pass.
In what sport do you find a pommel horse?
Gymnastics.
Who invented basketball, the sport, in 1891?
Naismith.
First name.
James Naismith?
What does DNA stand for?
I don't know. You know this one. It's hard. Pass.
I do, yeah. Who was the lead singer of the band Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
Who is credited with creating the cartoon character Mickey Mouse?
Walt Disney.
2 teams have won 6 Super Bowls. Name them.
The Patriots and the Packers?
Which U.S. president appears on the $50 bill?
Ulysses S. Grant.
What is the chemical symbol for carbon?
Oh, man. C.
What is the only U.S. state that starts with the letter P?
Pennsylvania.
What is the world's largest island that is not considered a continent?
Pass.
What is the main ingredient in hummus?
Chickpea.
I'll give it to you either way. How's that sound? Which U.S. city is known as the Music City?
Nashville. No, New Orleans. Louisiana. Nashville.
You can't change back.
Nashville, final answer.
Nashville, final answer?
Yeah.
You only changed it because I laughed.
No, that's not what happened.
I'm going to say it's New Orleans, but the good news is you won either way.
Let's go!
It's 8th spot for Benny, 1 by 1.
No one's clapping for me.
It would have been a 9 had you stuck with Nashville. I'm not giving you Nashville.
I don't want it as long as I still won.
As long as you won. Yeah, that's a win for Benny. Your first win as a married man. Congratulations. Your 7th win of the year. We're nearing the end of the 9th month of the year. In a game we play every week.
I'm clapping I'm like the Joker in the Dark Knight.
7, 28, and 6. He's won 4 times as many times as he's won. All right. Let's run through the answers quick here on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. Question 1 was, who wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer? I hate to break it to you, pal. Tom Sawyer, fictional character.
Didn't know if it was an autobiography or not.
Ever hear of a guy by the name of Mark Twain? Maybe the most famous author of all time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, got it. I did not know this one. I just wanted to see if you would say something fun. You didn't.
I was thinking about it, but I also wanted to stay focused today because it was Chef Ed.
Okay, I'm going to let you get an answer in here, though. The Nobel Peace Prize is named after Alfred Nobel, who is best known for inventing what?
I feel like Nobel invented
something peaceful, right? Nobel Peace Prize, something peaceful.
Something
probably
peaceful,
invented,
right? Yeah.
Yoga?
No, it was dynamite.
Oh, Chris, that's misleading.
That's why I did it.
I mean, that wasn't done by accident, I would imagine. Yeah.
Dynamite?
Isn't that crazy? I did not know that.
We're naming after a guy blowing stuff up?
That's correct, yeah. No, Alfred Nobel invented dynamite. His most famous invention. You both got number 3. Pommel horses in gymnastics. You got James Naismith. He is the inventor of basketball back in 1891.
As Joe and the Boonies chimes in, because I was thinking Joe Namath in my head.
Oh, no.
I wanted to say Joe Namesmith. Joe and the Boonies, when Ben struggled with James Naismith, I said several words you cannot say on FCC airwaves.
Okay, then we're not going to do that. What does DNA stand for? Can you at least give me a shot here?
Deoxyxide.
Yeah, that's really good.
Nucleic acid.
I mean, honestly, that would have been your best effort yet. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Actually,
that's what I'm saying.
Whatever gibberish I just threw out there was kind of close.
Deoxyribonucleic acid is what DNA stands for. The lead singer of the band Queen, you've learned this one. I'm going to have to take it off my list.
No, I've gotten the Freddie one right every time because I watched their
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Freddie Mercury is the lead singer of Queen. You both got that one. The person credited with creating Mickey Mouse is indeed Walt Disney. 2 teams have won 6 Super Bowls. Name them. Hate to report it. The Packers have won 4 Super Bowls. Have only played in 5.
It's
New England.
Is it the Niners?
It is not the Niners.
Am I stupid? Should I know this?
East Coast.
Yeah, you should know this.
Know this. East Coast.
It's a team in the state that starts with a P.
Yeah, I was going to say it must be the Steelers.
It is indeed. Yep, Patriots and
Terry
Steelers.
Bradshaw, yeah.
Ulysses S. Grant does indeed appear on the $50 bill. You got this one right, which I think is the first time I've ever witnessed you get a chemical symbol question correct.
Well, I got a D in chemistry, so that would make sense.
Carbon is simply a C. Yep. You went with the safe answer.
Periodic table's not my friend.
Me neither. That's why I write them, because I learn with you on a lot of these. The only U.S. state that starts with P is Pennsylvania. The world's largest island, not considered a continent. You passed on that one. Chef Ed got it right, if it makes you feel worse.
So say the question again.
What is the world's largest island that is not considered a continent?
The world's largest island. Is Iceland it?
You're close.
Greenland?
It is Greenland. What is the main ingredient in hummus? Chickpea. Is correct. And the U.S. city known as Music City is indeed your first guess that I did not give you credit for.
Chef Ed's a much nicer guy than me on the Carlos Talking text line. Good job, Ben. Love you. Brewers! Jake bringing me down, but I appreciate this nonetheless. Ben winning is like the Browns winning. It's going to eventually happen, but still surprising when it happens.
Well said, Jake. Well said.
Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust is brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible and personalized education. So whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family, Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University, experience it your way. Ben Brust, Alex Strofe, the winner of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust and Alex Strofe.
Good for you.
Chris Larson's running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Too many lats and oblique injuries. I want to get into that before Mark Tauscher joins us at 3:30.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Starting things off, we have an accident on 43 heading southbound right at Fond du Lac Avenue. It is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. Not too many delays with that one at the moment. We do have another issue on 894 southbound, the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. This is just south of National Avenue, almost to Oklahoma, so careful with that. Southbound 41 also backing up from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny. Slight chance for showers, a high of 67. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN.
The Marquette family is hurting. Two men's lacrosse student athletes were tragically taken far too soon in an accident that has shaken the entire community.
In the face of unimaginable loss, this team continues to show strength, love, and resilience,
embodying what it truly means to be part of the Marquette family.
Now they need us.
You can support the team through the Men's Lacrosse Excellence Fund, with every dollar going to help them during this time of unprecedented challenge. Find the link to help pinned to ESPN Milwaukee's Twitter page.
We are Marquette.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at Wish Fest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the Wish Fest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush-mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. September is here and the kids are back in school. Vacations are winding down. And for a lot of us, that means one thing: time to refocus on the house. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And to make it even easier, you'll get 0% financing for 3 years. So no interest and no pressure. Don't wait for the first freeze to realize your windows aren't cutting it. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to book your free estimate today. You'll be ahead of the game, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Injuries suck. They happen, but they suck. And right now they suck from a Brewers standpoint, from a timing standpoint. You got Quintana's calf. You got the Woodruff and McGill injuries. I'm mixing up the lats and obliques right now. You got Zach Tom with no oblique. He's got an oblique. It's just torn. If you could give a clean bill of health to any Wisconsin athlete right now for the rest of their respective season,
Ooh.
Who do you give the clean bill of health to? 800-990-3776. This is tough because long term, if you believe in the Packers, a new oblique for Zach Tom would be very important. Protecting Jordan Love, very important.
This almost feels dirty.
Having to choose between...
Yeah, because I feel bad for all these guys, and obviously specifically for the Brewers who are about to kick up their postseason run. They could use both Woodruff and McGill, and it sucks they're going to have likely neither of them come the NLDS in a couple of weeks. I'm going with the Brewers, and I'm going with Brandon Woodruff. We were talking about it a little bit off the air. If the NLDS gets to a Game 3 situation, I'm really intrigued to see how they handle that. Because you feel good with two of your starting pitchers, obviously, right? Freddie Fastball and the man who has won 18 million games in a row when he starts.
Both those two do not get the recognition they deserve.
No, but I mean, I think you could make that argument for a lot of people on the Brewers. I don't think Bryce Terang gets the recognition he deserves.
Yeah, but he has an opportunity next year to hit 25 bombs because he's discovered the power.
I don't think Christian Yelich has gotten the credit he deserves this year. 100 RBI season, looking for that elusive 30th home run, like a 30 and 100 season. That's the first time he'll do that if he hits a home run in the next 5 games since his 2018 MVP season.
Yeah,
that says something about the guy Yelich has been for the Brewers this year since the back.
And that's just on the field. The amount of conversation that Pat Murphy has had about Christian Yelich and what he's been like as a leader of this team
true.
is really cool to see. And he may not be the most eccentric personality.
No.
He's always been the calm, steady.
Huge for this team in way more ways than you can view
than
on
30 and
screen.
100.
Right,
yes.
Totally. So anyway, back to the initial question, though. Who had I give the clean bill of health?
I mean, I guess you could give him his back from 2018.
Yeah, true, but I don't know if he needs it. He can actually swing a bat all the way through.
I'm just saying, but he could swing it extra as good too.
But no, my answer is Brandon Woodruff because so let's say they split the first 2 games, Freddie in 1, Quinn Priester in Game 2. I'm super, super intrigued to see what they do in Game 3. I don't think it's Mizorowski. I don't know if Jose Quintana, who I guess we could have added to this list, is going to be healthy. I imagine they would go with a situation of an opener rather than a true starter. But who is that? I imagine that's maybe Chad Patrick, and then you throw Tobias Myers somewhere in there.
Chad Patrick's the name that comes up, which is fascinating because the amount of times that he's been brought up and brought down, and then to end up being the Game 3 starter in the NLDS would be fascinating. What a roller coaster of starting pitching this year with the best record. Yeah. I know, but we're talking about the team with the best record in baseball.
You typically don't limp your way here. And the Brewers
don't sign a Jose Quintana thinking he's going to be your number 4 for an entire year and be as solid as he's been.
Totally.
You don't think when you trade for Quinn Priester that he's going to. No. Come on now. You trade for him. He's a good. He's a great prospect. He's got a lot of potential. You know what he could potentially be. He's been above and beyond anything you could have ever asked for in getting Quinn Priester.
No, what my puzzled look was I don't know if this is the case, but dare I say that's kind of the mystique and the fun of this team, or plays a role, and why it's been such a fun ride this season is.
Yeah, but does that matter when you get into the playoffs?
100%.
The mystique and the fun. It's about having the best team possible to win you a best of 5.
And frankly, that's what makes the Phillies scary. That's what makes the Dodgers scary because they have these absurd payrolls. It's what makes the Padres scary. They go all in at the deadline, right?
Yeah.
We watched that game last night for 11 innings. Did you stay up? You dozed off?
No, I stayed up, but I was distracted by many things.
Were you shooting hoops on the little Tykes hoop?
I was not. I was told by my wife I had to bring that downstairs.
Okay.
So that's hey, if you go watch football, you can bring our daughter down there and she can shoot. And that was her way of saying, hey, on football Sundays, if you want to continue to watch football, she's going to be down there with you a little bit.
You better take care of your daughter a little bit. Okay. What were you distracted by, or should I not ask?
No, you can't. No. Fantasy football, which no one cares about.
Okay. I was in. My game was tied in the fourth quarter last night. Crazy. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
I just said nobody cares about.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. They don't. So anyway, back to the Game 3 thing. So
we got a Zach Tom.
Yeah.
But the majority of these are, I'm seeing 8, 9, 10, 11 come in for Brandon Woodruff, and they think it's the only answer. And a lot due in part to what he's been through with the Milwaukee Brewers and the amount of untimely and unlucky getting hit with it. Remember, we got hit right when he was in his rehab assignment, about to come up, goes back on IL. The thing that I'm struggling with Woodruff is he unbelievably, and I was at one of his games against the Angels. I think he had 10 Ks, 9 or 10 Ks.
He had 10. Oh, no, Priest. Yeah, he had 10. He had 10.
He was throwing the cutter that he had to like add into his arsenal. Part of me is like, his velocity isn't what it was. He had to reimagine who he is now at a different age. Like, but I guess if I'm giving him a clean bill of health, then yeah, it's Woody, because then you have. But this is where the conversation gets hard because he's had so many injuries. Are we getting a clean bill of health of a guy from 3 years ago, or the guy like that we're just patching him up so we can play in the playoffs?
Had 9 Ks last Wednesday. It was Priester who had 10 on Thursday.
Yes, I knew there was a 9-10 back-to-backer. You were at the Priester game.
I was at the Priester game.
I was at the Woodruff game.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess it just this conversation sucks because of the impact.
Yeah.
That we are heading into the playoffs with a potential makeshift rotation, trying to figure out if Mizorowski can even be a part of what they're trying to do.
Is he going to be on the roster?
My fear has always been
CS. I would guess yes.
Yes.
DS. I'm not positive.
My fear with Mizorowski is that you never know when it comes. And so when everyone would say, hey, let's not start him, let's put him in the bullpen. Well, what if you bring him out and he doesn't have the command
but here's the thing.
Right off the gate?
That's the thing we've seen most often is he gives off a leadoff home run and then he settles in. And I'll give him a ton of credit because he reminds me of Jordan Love his first year as a starter almost in that way. We're like, he's
got decent amnesia, but there's no time to have amnesia in the playoffs.
No, there is not.
Every pitch matters.
You know, if he gave up the leadoff home run and then threw a great 4 innings, great. But that run could matter because it's the postseason, and every single hit, every run, every mistake matters in the postseason. And you just can't trust him to that level quite yet. But he's got the speed. He's got the stuff. He's got some really nasty stuff in his bag. But there is the bad inning out of Mizorowski quite often, which is the scary part of him. So I'm curious to see how they handle him. But I'll just say this to give all Brewers fans hopes, because we've watched, I know you and I specifically have watched almost every game this season. No matter who's hurt, no matter who they're missing,
they have a manager that gets them to compete. Yep.
They find ways to win, and I think they're going to continue to do that come the postseason.
We say it in different ways. They find ways to win, which leads to the manager continuing to motivate them to compete every single game. Despite the loss yesterday, I heard Pat Murphy say, like, this one sucks to lose, but it also is great to see our team competing at the level that they are. And Milwaukee Brewers fans, if you want to hit up Potawatomi Sportsbook before a home game and you need a ride to the game, hit 2 balls with 1 bat by hitching a ride to AmFam Field with the Potawatomi Game Day Shuttle. Make any purchase in the sportsbook or same-day sports bet, and you get a wristband and a seat on the shuttle. Those shuttles will begin approximately 1 hour before first pitch, and return shuttles are nonstop 1 hour after the game. I'll be at Potawatomi Casino Hotel for the weekly wager, 6 to 7 on 94.5 ESPN. Can't wait. Always dabble. Love to see what I can find as I'm going to start looking at seeing where the value is heading into the playoffs for the Brewers. Did the loss for the Green Bay Packers affect their odds? And if you still believe them, can you take advantage of that? Those are all things you can look at Potawatomi Casino Hotel and enjoy everything they have inside there. Joining us next is Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer, at a different time on a Tuesday. He's next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Vince Peter.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, looks like that earlier disabled vehicle on 894 southbound past National has been cleared. Delays have not. They're still backing things up all the way back to the Zoo interchange. Westbound 94 backing up from just before 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's got some backups as well from about 70th Street to 35th. And then, of course, we do still have this other accident. Southbound 43, right at the ramp from Fond du Lac Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked. Luckily not in traffic, but it's enough to be a little bit of a distraction. So you do want to be careful. It does start to tighten up heading through the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a slight chance for showers, a high of 67. Weather is brought to you by Avondale Roofing. Raise the roof and your standards with Avondale Roofing, your trusted partner for over 30 years. Remember, they get on top so you don't have to. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project during their fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Homestead High School's Connor Pangallo. In Homestead's 42-7 win over Whitefish Bay on Thursday, Pangallo had 12 carries for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. On top of that, he would later take a 93-yard kick return to the house for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Through 4 games, Pangallo has led the Highlanders to an undefeated record with 690 yards and 10 touchdowns. Pangallo is in his senior year and is also an all-conference baseball player. Congrats to Connor Pangallo, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'm not going to sit here and panic about it.
Green and Gold Hall of Famer.
It's not apples to apples. For you, it is.
Solving the world's problems one day at a time.
Everybody doesn't grow and evolve at the same time.
It's Mark Tauscher.
Did you guys hang up on me, or am I hanging up
on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman?
Joining us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, it's Ben Brust and Alex Strofe. Is the Packer Hall of Famer. You can hear Old T, Mark Tauscher on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. Old T, what's happening?
How are you, boys?
We're rocking and rolling. Love to.
Is that what we're doing?
It was just a figure of speech, so I can get to the good stuff here.
All right, get to the meat and potatoes.
We were just having a discussion, and obviously, hypothetical, not going to happen, but a clean bill of health. Who would you give it to in Wisconsin sports right now? Woodruff, Zach Tom, Trevor McGill?
Ooh, Zach Tom. I think Zach Tom. We don't know how the pitching staff is going to end up going, but from Green Bay's standpoint, I think you realize how important Zach Tom is, because the domino effect on Sunday was brutal. And the O-line probably had one of its poorer games I've seen them play in the Matt LaFleur era. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that, Zach Tom started the game, and then you put Jordan Morgan out there, and then you have to move Jordan over when Banks gets hurt. And so I think, playing O-line consistency and knowing who you're lining up next to and figuring all that out for a team that I think is, right there and can do some big things. That is the biggest question mark that we have is, can this group kind of come together and be more efficient than what they've been? Because while Cleveland's defense is really good, Sunday showed that we have a long way to go up front when we're playing the big boys, and Cleveland's obviously got a big boy front.
Yeah, from the offensive line perspective, who was your biggest surprise? And I don't mean that in a good way. Who was the biggest surprise in a bad way Sunday against Cleveland? Because I feel like there's a few options.
Yeah, there is, and I think Elton is somebody I just really respect. Yeah. I think Elton Jenkins has had a great career, and he's moved around. And I think he needs to kind of be that, the bell cow of that group, especially when Zach is out and he's a veteran. And I know he has not played center for a long period of time, but I think he needs to take ownership of that group. And he's been a all-pro player at guard. And I think he has, Goody has mentioned he has potential to be that same way at center. And I thought, with the way the game played, I thought he struggled a few times. When Balaga joins, I'm sure he can break down the film even more. But it just felt like the interior part did not have its best game, and I lean on Elton Jenkins to kind of be the leader of that crew. I think he's going to need to play a lot better than what we saw Sunday.
Yeah, I think Brian was mostly baffled for the most part of our conversation yesterday about Jordan Morgan at right tackle. Because he had guys take snaps, and now he comes in at left tackle, splitting time at right guard, and then, boom, he's at right tackle.
Yeah, and I would say this, and I think LaFleur said this in his presser yesterday. It's one thing to kind of be, that swing tackle. Then it's another thing to be, are you platooning at right guard? And then, I got to go to left guard. Oh, now I did all camp playing left tackle, and you want me to go play right tackle. And by the way, block Myles Garrett. I felt like, your players are always responsible for their performance, but I just didn't feel like the Packers staff put Jordan in a position to succeed. Now, he needs to play better, but you're asking a lot of him to go from right tackle, okay, I'm going to be here the whole game. Well, now something happens to Banks, I got to go to left. Now, something happened to Sheed, you got to go to left tackle. And it's just a recipe for inconsistency and not really giving Jordan a chance to grow in a spot. So I think that I don't think you'll see them do that again. I think you kind of put a guy in a couple of different spots, let him go, but to ask him to do 4 spots in one game is a big ask.
Talking with Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. You got Ben Brust and Alex Strofe with you. Now, Old T, I just want to talk about the Badgers I'm at a point now where I'm looking for, hope, and I'm looking for reasons.
You kind of I saw your clips. You've kind of thrown the towel in, right?
A little bit, but it doesn't mean that 3 days later I can't reevaluate and try and find reason to believe. And as someone who sees the program more than I do, can you provide me some insight as to holding on hope moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to be optimistic, and listen, I'm not going to tell you how to feel. But if you're going to be optimistic, I think our defense is better than what it showed on Saturday. The special teams, and it felt to me like the offense is struggling, and the offense needs to get a lot better. And it all starts, just like we said about Green Bay, it all starts up front. That group, they're going to need to grow. The running game has not been where it needs to be. But if you're going to ask me for hope, I do think that this defense, there's some guys that I think that in the back end need to play better. I think Ricardo Hallman has not been as effective as he was last year, and teams have went after him a lot more. I'm very surprised, actually, by how much teams have went. But I do think that pass rush and those guys off the edge can make plays, but you have to play with a lead, and that's the hard part. We have not seen that, so we haven't really been able to do what we would want. But the run defense, and I know this sounds lame, but it's true, the run defense has been stout. Unfortunately, the pass defense has not. And when you look at all of that, teams are able to move the football. And with an offense that is struggling to find any type of rhythm, it really puts a lot on your defense to pitch a shutout or to keep things really tight. And when you don't, you can kind of start losing some hope. And I felt like that's kind of what happened on Saturday.
What does the traditional bye week look like in college football? I kind of know what it looks like in the NFL, but these kids still have is it just like a 2-week preparation for Michigan next week?
No, I mean, I think what you do is you go over the film, you work out. I think it's going to be a heavy fundamental period, especially when you're coming off of 2 really disappointing losses. I would bet that you're going to probably have a couple of days of practice with a lot of the young guys. Some of your older veterans, you want them to heal up and you maybe do some individual work and some technique stuff. And then you let the young guys go that aren't playing and getting a bunch. You're trying to almost turn it into a little bit like bowl prep in the beginning part. And then you let them get out of here. I think you give them 3 or 4 days to reset and try and reconfigure what this last 8 games is going to look like, because obviously there's a ton of disappointment. So you want everybody to get some rest. You also want your young guys to continue to develop, and I would guess that would be the way that the staff is going to approach it.
Tashi, I heard you a little bit. I just want to walk this through because I heard you on Green Bay game night, and for me, I know Homer's focus was Jordan Love. A lot of it was not being able to trust Jordan Love. I feel like similar to you, and I want to make sure this is fair, that based off the way that game was going, with all the makeshift offensive line, the pressure that Jordan Love was receiving, an earlier decision that he made when he didn't have to snap the ball and then end up not throwing it away, taking a sack, you finally have an elite defense. You have Joe Flacco on the other side that had not proven that he could go the entire length of the field and score a touchdown. Why is Matt LaFleur, with all the variables, knowing that his quarterback has been uncomfortable? I'm not saying you can't trust Jordan Love on third downs, but in this game specific, don't you feel like this falls a little bit? The throw's inexcusable, but it also goes to Matt LaFleur for putting in his team in a situation where that was possible.
That's literally almost exactly verbatim what I said on Sunday. I love Matt LaFleur's aggressiveness. The new age, we saw it last night if you watched the Lions game. You go for it on fourth down. You try to finish with the ball in your hands, because if you turn that ball over to Lamar Jackson, and I'll even say Jared Goff or Josh Allen, and you give them 4 downs to go down and try to score, the odds are against you. They're going to make plays and do that. But I just think sometimes you have to look at the big picture and understand how that game flow has been. And, part of it is you're right. We have not had a defense that has really closed up shop and done that on a consistent basis. This defense can do that, and you have to trust that they can. And with the way that game went, did anybody think that they could go 80 yards and score a touchdown? Now, if it was a field goal, I maybe could even see that if it's a 3, because the kid obviously made a 55-yarder that would have been good from probably mid-60s. So if that's the case, I'm actually okay with that decision. But to have to score 7 with no timeouts and 3 minutes left on the clock, I am going to put it in what I believe right now at this point in the season is the best part of your team, which is your defense. I want to always play to my strengths. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. Your team right now is led by that group, and I want to put the ball in their hands. And I think that for an offensive-minded coach, that can be a really tricky thing, because you want to stick to your principles, that you're going to be aggressive. And I think Matt tried to do that. And I think if he had to look back at it, and hindsight is 20/20, as he said, you would feel a lot better if your defense gave that up. You could live with that because they had been so good all day long.
I obviously completely agree, Old T. Anything for us?
I got nothing for you boys today.
All right, well, I love an Old T. Anything for us. So maybe just next Tuesday have one up the sleeve, all right?
I'll have something planned out.
There we go. I love it. That's Old T. Thanks for joining.
Get better every day.
Okay. I don't think he heard you. I don't think Old T needs advice from you.
See, here's the thing. You've been doing this all day. Actually, every time I filled in the last week. Stop acting like I'm so below you. Okay? I think get better every day is good universal advice for anybody.
Tausch doesn't need it from you.
I'm not saying he needs it from me. I think that's a mantra he already lives by, and I'm just repeating it and reminding it.
You don't know that he lives by that.
Okay. Just like Matt LaFleur goes to the podium yesterday and says, as I watched at 12:30 a.m. before I went to sleep, you should go 1-0 every week. That should be the goal every week in the NFL. Just for me and for you and for everybody that's living. Whether you're a teacher, you're a dentist, or you're a truck driver,
I'm not
you want to get better every day. Spread a little bit more love and get better every day.
I regret saying anything now because we all just got a life lesson from Alex Strofe here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Where that came from too, buddy.
Oh, yeah? What do you got for me next? Life lessons with Alex Strofe to close out the ESPN Wisconsin hour. I also have a backup plan if that goes south. Trust me, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let's go. Big, come on.
It's getting tough. It's getting slow.
Ben, don't be pathetic. Your father's with your baby. They're listening. You gotta be better.
But I'm giving it my all. I don't know what you're at either.
Stop humping the ground.
Yeah.
Get up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Buckle up, Milwaukee. The journey starts now.
Around third is Durbin. Here comes the throw home. Durbin slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10.
The Crew have punched their ticket.
And the Brewers, clinching the playoffs earlier today, put an exclamation mark on it here tonight.
Brewers playoff coverage on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Stay up to date on all your Brewers talk right here.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on Drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward play, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com. That's 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com.
Think about it. You take thousands of steps every day. Shouldn't every single one of them feel amazing? Well, with ArchFit hands-free Skechers slip-ins, they can. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides amazing arch support for all-day comfort. And best of all, you get all this comfort, stability, and support with the ease of Skechers slip-ins technology. Just slip them on. There's no bending down and no struggling to tie your shoes. Just step in and go. Try ArchFit hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Hi, everyone. This is Stephen Bauer, CEO of the Guest House of Milwaukee. For decades, Guest House of Milwaukee has been here for our neighbors, providing shelter, housing, and the support needed to break the cycle of homelessness. We're not just offering a bed for the night. We're helping people rebuild their lives through case management, housing navigation, mental health, and addiction counseling. You can help us make a difference. Learn more at guesthouseofmilwaukee.org. And together, we can ensure everyone has a place to call home.
At Boucher, we don't just sell cars, we build careers.
For over 45 years, Boucher has been Wisconsin's trusted name in automotive excellence, and today we're growing faster than ever.
Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, Boucher is hiring across all departments: sales, service, finance, and more.
Enjoy industry-leading pay, unbeatable benefits, paid training, and a workplace that truly values you. Join the Boucher family, where we ride with you every mile, and your future rides with us. Apply today at Boucher.com.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is Sunday, October 12th. Become part of the CMH tradition and make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on October 12th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. Awarded for academic excellence, a rich tradition of athletic success, and an experience rooted in faith. Find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet the faculty and coaches, learn all about the opportunities available for your student. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You got Madison locations, you got the New Berlin location. The Princeton Club is a great place for you and your family and anyone you know, as they provide free child care with the membership. And wherever you're at in life, whatever you have, a big goal, a small goal, they have it all for you inside the Princeton Club facilities. It's a great environment. They're cheering for you to do better. You can have a strong body, have a strong mind, and help provide a strong community. So get a tour, clean health clubs, everything inside it for you to get better. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. Ben Brust, Alex Strofe, Chris Larson's running the show. No Kyle, no Brad.
Buckets.
Time now to hear from Alex Strofe with his life lessons for everyone from a 26-year-old.
So here's the thing you don't understand, Benny, is the people are listening. Ryan from McWanago, Strofe, you are the reason why this show works. Jared says, I love it, Strofe. Stevie says, add Strofe to the show full time, which I think I already am, so I don't understand that one, but I appreciate
think he wants your S, KBNS.
Six-pack abs, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube. Strofe is so full of himself, he really likes the smell of his own brew.
Well, Tyler chimes in. I'm not taking any advice from the guy that called the Browns a cakewalk.
Well, here's what you should do, Tyler.
Mr. Cherry Picker.
Tyler, well, here's the thing. Actually, that's a wonderful, wonderful example of my next piece of life advice.
Oh, God.
I said something I shouldn't have on Sunday morning, and Brian Bulaga interrupted me. And he said, Strofe, there's no such thing as a cakewalk. And he went on to explain why. My next piece of life advice is this.
What, learn from your mistakes?
No. Listen, which you should do right now. Listen.
I ain't listening to you.
More than you talk. The smartest people in the world are not the ones always speaking. They're the ones that are being sponges in particular situations. They are gaining knowledge. They are gaining wealth. Maybe monetarily, maybe not monetarily. They are gaining wealth by listening to others. Me, I'm a smart guy because I'm never the smartest person in the room. Now, that's not necessarily by design, but I never am. Right? Chris Larson is the smartest person in the room today. And that's by design because I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to learn. I like to listen. So when you get on a tirade with a myriad of complaints or thoughts on a particular subject, I sit back, I listen. I don't interrupt. I listen because I want to be a sponge. I would eventually like to be the smartest person in a room. That's just not going to happen today. I have one more piece of life advice.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
The world needs more love.
No, I already gave that one. That was last segment's. As was get better every day. This one I think is important, though, and I think we don't do enough of it in the world. You should celebrate all the victories.
All what?
All the victories. Even small wins are still wins, and I believe all wins should be celebrated. I'm not saying throw a parade for every win you have in your personal life, but if you do something good at work, if you win an award, if you're recognized for something, you should celebrate that. Buy a bottle of wine. Go out to dinner. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the people around you. Celebrate the victories in life. Even small wins still count as wins.
What'd you think of Alex Strofe's life advice? 800-990-3776. We'll start with you, Chris.
Sounds like fortune cookie wisdom to me. I don't know.
Little do we know that he literally stole the listen one from a company-wide call here at Good Karma Brands from either Greg Scalzo or Craig Karmazin. So your co-hosts of Sunday Karma, you literally are regurgitating the messages that they share with our company.
Clearly I listened. Did I really steal that?
Yes, you didn't come up with that.
I literally on the fly just wrote a couple things down.
It was engraved in his head.
Yeah. I listened more than I talk. I didn't even know where I picked it up. That's good. What about the other one? Celebrate the small victories? I don't think I stole that from anywhere.
Carter would like to celebrate our defensive ends and linebackers.
Yeah.
He's taking your advice.
Celebrate the wins, man. Offense wasn't so good on Sunday.
I don't know if I'm as good at celebrating the wins as I am being mad at.
Well, you can be critical as well. That's okay too. If things aren't as good as you want them to be.
I'm a passionate fella.
If things aren't as good as you want them to be, you're allowed to be critical, self-critical, or critical of things you want.
No booing or chanting.
Yeah, that's bad.
In Camp Randall.
How do you think the players feel?
I don't give a damn.
I don't either.
I really don't. I'm not gonna lie. If anything, I'm a little jealous of them. They get to suck and get paid.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
I was good and I didn't get paid.
You treat them like pros now. You can bash them whenever you want. They're pros now. You can treat them like such.
We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. More fortune cookie telling with Alex Strofe.
Just slowing down on southbound 43, just south of Capitol Drive's where the brake lights hit, and then you keep going slowly all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. Part of the problem, an accident at the end of the Fond du Lac Avenue on-ramp, so just be careful with that. Northbound, not too bad, slowing down just a bit around the North Avenue curve. 41 southbound is backed up from Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton, and the northbound side slowing down just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like I did with my friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Mostly cloudy skies with a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a slight chance for showers, a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
It's the 414 Hour at 4 on a Tory Low Tuesday.
What's happening here? He's doing a disservice to the 414.
What's happening here?
Hey, he trying.
He's got to stop trying.
Oh, wow.
It is
That
diabolical.
seems unnecessary, right?
I understand.
Good to see you, T-Lo.
Great to see.
Ben Brust, Alex Strofe with you till 5 o'clock. Tory Lowe joining us on a Tory Lowe Tuesday. Hit us on the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776, or on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Tory, you're walking in at an interesting time because I decided to give the floor to Strofe for life advice from a 26-year-old.
Oh, wow.
You're going to love him.
Six-Pack Abs chimes in. Sounds like Strofe's been reading those self-help books.
I don't read.
And AJ agrees with Strofe that he repeated his company fundamentals.
I'd be a great part of that company. If you're ever looking for a culture fit, AJ, I love my job here.
So real quick, let's reset some of the life advice because we have a caller, and I'd love for Tory, who is an advocate and somebody who's very well respected in the community and has more life experience than you by 10 miles.
Yeah, for sure.
So go ahead.
I don't understand why you're comparing life experiences, Ben. I think that's really unnecessary. I think I've lived my own journey.
He didn't even add my past life.
I've lived my own journey.
That's what I'm saying. You've lived 18 lives.
I've lived my own journey. You've lived your own journey. Ben's lived his own journey. We all have our own journeys. And these are the pieces of advice that work best for me. Okay? Number one, I've said this one 800 times on this show at minimum. Number one is simply the world needs more love. Show more love.
Especially Jordan love.
Especially Jordan love.
There you go, Tory.
We need more of that.
Another one, simple one from my high school basketball coach. GBED. Get better every day.
That every day is another day to get it right.
Absolutely.
He's a walking cliche.
Yes, that is an accurate statement. Number 4, listen more than you talk.
This is number 3.
This is number 3. Listen more than you talk. The smartest people in the world aren't always the ones talking. They're the ones in the back of the room being sponges and gaining information. Listen more than you talk.
Actions speak louder than words.
That's correct. Well said, Tori. Yes, good follow-up on
All
that.
right, let's actions speak louder than words. Any other? Any other?
Fourth and final. Celebrate the victories. Small wins are still wins. Celebrate the victories.
Let's have a good time.
Let's bring in Ron in the key on the Carbless Talking text line. Ron, do you feel more wise?
I mean, it inspired me. Tori's perfect because Tori does care about giving back to the community. It inspired an idea. Strofe wants so bad to be involved in something athletic and claims to have been in the past. Ben, you have actual athletic skill basketball knowledge to pass on. I think you two should volunteer to coach a youth basketball program together. I think it would be great content and it would be enriching. And Ben, you're going to coach a youth basketball program at some point.
Benny, this actually is a terrific idea.
Ron, I don't think you could pay me to coach with Alex Strofe.
No, but I'd be like the morale guy.
I mean, I couldn't pay you to come to a practice with me. So
Ron, you coach your kids, correct? Or have?
I did coach my daughter.
He's getting teed up. He's got a bad temper.
Who, Ron or me?
Ron.
I was going to say, I don't have a bad temper. Ron, have you been teed up?
Never been teed up. Ever in my life.
I was a few times in high school, but we'll leave that story for another day.
You're my morale guy?
Anyways.
But
Ben, you're head coach, and Strofe is the celebrate all the wins guy on the bench. That is like
you pull somebody from the game and say, hey, good job, kid. Keep your head up.
No, that's the exact opposite of what we need.
Well, hold on. I can come in on the team.
Just trying to make you.
I can be the
just trying to make
spiritual
you better.
So you're gonna.
I'm the one that lead the prayers.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's actually a great idea.
And then
we'd be a power.
Sloppy Wallace could be there. I think you guys got to really consider.
Okay, but I actually think we have a staff that would fill out a whole high school team at this point.
Yeah, Sloppy Wallace can be. I mean,
Ben's got the credentials to get hired as a high school basketball coach, and then he would hire me, Tori, and Kyle as his assistants.
I definitely
Ben has the. I'm not giving Ben another compliment.
All right, then you're
hang up on him. Yeah, what are we doing here?
Alex chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. Insufferable ranting, Stroof. Why don't you make like a sponge and soak up some football knowledge and self-awareness? Boom, roasted.
What did I say that upset him? Would be my follow-up. Sounds like that guy should take a piece of my advice. Sounds like Alex, who has a great first name, which I love, needs more love.
Look at that.
Alex,
Powerful, right, Tori?
Alex, if somebody hasn't told you this recently, I love you.
You're the worst. Tori, where are you at on the acceptance, anger, denial of losing the game against the Browns when you're up 10-0 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left?
The collapse in Cleveland. That's what I call it.
Where are you on the scale?
Collapse in Cleveland.
I just felt like, okay, I couldn't believe it, first of all. I couldn't believe it. And I'm sitting there.
So denial.
I'm about to make a post. Take a seat, Cleveland. take a seat. Because, it's all we got to do is run the clock out or, manage the few minutes we had left. And, oh, my goodness, somebody must have had a frequency module because they turned it up. Because it seemed like the momentum shifted like that. And
so many things had to go wrong for it to go right for the Browns.
For that to happen, right. So somebody had some kind of juju they was spraying around in the energy because they took over, and when they started running and Jordan Love threw that interception and we I think that the Packers are one of the youngest offensive teams in the league, one of the youngest teams in the league.
Tori,
I'm not going to make an excuse.
I'm going to ban you by using the youngest anymore.
I'm telling you.
We're done with talking about
what I'm saying, I'm not going to make an excuse, but I think this is where you got to learn how to put people away.
Isn't this the same conversation we've had with Matt LaFleur coaching teams?
And I know how you jumped on Matt LaFleur all the time about certain coaching strategies, but somebody.
He's a good coach, but you can't have a performance where you're that undisciplined. 13 penalties in a play caller where it was so vanilla. I know the offensive line's in shambles, but even that plan to put Jordan Morgan at right everything was just icky. You finally have an elite defense, and you decide to throw the football when the game flow, as Tausch and I discussed, was simply win the game, get out of Cleveland. The best way to win the game and get out of Cleveland was make Joe Flacco beat you, and you beat yourselves. Yes. And I hate when, even when you play bad, there was a blueprint to a victory, and the head coach got in the way.
That played well. They
did.
They played well.
Celebrate the victories.
Celebrate the
little victories.
This team's got a defense. There's no doubt about that.
Defense. But I think that the maturity of knowing how to run the clock out, like knowing how to put the game away when you're in somebody else's house, that's a part of being a championship team. You got to learn how to put teams away when it started getting into 3 minutes, going down into 2 minutes. You got to learn how to, that's a whole
Sunday
philosophy on how to do that.
Yeah, but I'll have to disagree with again how that game was playing out. There was nothing that was going to tell you that when the Packers had the ball, they were in a position with all the offensive line issues that they had and the pressure that was getting to Jordan Love, that they were going to be able to move the ball down the field. What they did was right. I didn't like as we had said, hey, let's run them left. And now, let's run them right.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looked like.
And then it is what happened. 2 end arounds, and then you throw the football, which led to the interception. There was no evidence to that the team would be able to drive down the field and put them away. The evidence throughout the game was you just needed to find a way to win, and the best way to find a way to win was to trust your elite defense that you're celebrating right now, because you could have been celebrating them even more and saying, because what I was thinking in my head as I was watching that game is the sign of a good team and a great team is being able to win in all types of ways and different facets. You had a game in which, you're able to get to the quarterback. You had a game in which you dominated from start to finish against the Lions. You shut down a quarterback that was a pocket passer, a more dynamic quarterback. And then against the Browns, it's a low-scoring game. You win a 10-3 game. That is an impressive feat, although it may not be something we all look back and be like, hey, that Browns game, big victory for the Packers. No, but it instills confidence that no matter what type of game it is, you can win. Now, they can learn from it and be in that situation again. And that's ultimately why I'm not hitting the panic button. Mm-hmm. There are things that are worrisome, injuries to the offensive line, injuries at skill position.
Well, I'll say this. I think that if we take a little bit of that lesson in the last 3 to 4 minutes of the game when we have a lead, I think the lesson is...
I was just about to ask you, what is the lesson?
I think the lesson is...
Get better every day. I'm just going back to the list of
Get better every day.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's one of your quotes.
It is, yes.
But what I'm saying is, if
Alex Stroh, get better every day.
It's
Alex Stroh.
Wait, you got to check and see if it's been patented already.
I'm on it.
Yeah, you got to look and see if it's been patented.
Don't waste your time. It is.
We don't know that.
What I'm saying is, this could be early in the season where we need this lesson to help us in the long run.
Do you have any concern about Jordan Love's decision making after that interception?
He has to mature.
Not patented.
He have to mature a little bit.
GBED.
I think there's still some maturing that has to take place when games are tight.
Are we running out of time?
Yeah. How many times are we going to say?
Well, I'm just saying.
Need to mature.
You're right. We're watching. This is what it is. It's what we saw.
Can he win a Super Bowl this year?
Yes.
Why?
I think that the Packers have the team, and it's not too late in the season for them to make the adjustments.
But it isn't about them right now. Let's make it about Jordan for a second here. Because let's just go off of evidence. Last year, he made some decisions that I think a lot of us put on injury, and I think that did play a factor, where he would throw the ball outside of his own end zone against the Lions, and they pick-sixed it. I think it was the Rams game that I'm thinking of. There was two instances where you saw some of the worst decisions from Jordan Love early in last year. You can go back to the NFC Championship game, throwing that bad NFC divisional game, which should have been a championship game that year, where they had an opportunity against the Niners, and he threw a very poor interception. And now we're seeing late in the game, it is week 3, but this is a sample size now where we're seeing a tendency. Can it be corrected? Yes, but now it's something we have to continuously watch for because of the cause of getting here.
I think that we've been so used to having top-level quarterback play, and now that Jordan Love's here, we expect him to be on that level, at least for the amount of time he's been with the organization. I said this is the year that we're going to see Jordan Love rise to the leadership potential that we all believe, and many times we're going to see shades of what we call a gunslinger mentality. It looks like he got a little Brett Favre in him.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
A little bit of taking risks, but he's a little bit more efficient. I don't know. And it seems like he's a little bit more conservative with the deep ball. He's letting a couple of them fly, but it doesn't feel, especially just in 2025 alone, the first 3 games of sample size, it doesn't feel like when he lets the deep ball fly, it doesn't feel like it's often in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
There was one throw against Detroit where you go, ugh. There was that one throw, obviously, that was picked off against Cleveland. But all in all, it feels like he's doing a little bit better. So
Still
I think so.
Great passer rating, top 10 QBR. He has that stuff, but to me, it's what Homer did say in the Green Bay Game Night postgame show that it is something to think about. Is when he says, "Can you trust him?" I think of like in those situations, late game.
Tough
I
situations.
think you can earn that trust back.
Yeah,
I don't think it's dead. But he's got to continue to show us that you can be trusted in those situations. So,
hey, you got to trust your leader.
Tori, you're the best. Do you miss Kyle Wallace?
Not today.
Why not?
Because you're here.
That's my man. Hey, do me a favor. Get better every day.
I get better every day.
Show more love.
Hey, so
actions speak louder than words. Words celebrate the small victories.
Tori, I love you, and
listen
I love
more
Jordan
than you
Love.
talk.
Put more love into the sky.
I said I love you, and I love Jordan Love.
Ditto.
He wants you to say it back. He's very insecure.
Oh, I love you.
Oh my God.
Ben.
Kyle, save me. Tell us about Citizens Bank.
Buying a home is one of the biggest moves you will ever make. And if you're making a move like that, I want you to have a team behind you that knows what they are doing and actually cares, KBN Nation. That's why when you are ready, you should work with my friends at Citizens Bank. From pre-approval to closing, and even after you get the keys, they are there with you every step of the way, and there is no run around. No wondering who to call, no last-minute surprises, just one trusted lender making the whole thing feel a lot less stressful. And get this, you can meet with someone in person or start your application online. However you roll, they've got you. So whether you're buying, refinancing, or just starting to dream, check out citizensbankwi.bank. That is citizensbankwi.bank. Again, that is citizensbankwi.bank. That's banking where you belong. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let them know the dread-headed brother loves the Green Bay Packers. When you see me, Goody, let me in the box.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound on 94, backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing from just before 84th Street through the stadium to about 27th. Southbound 43, still a hefty ride from Capitol Drive all the way down past an accident at Fond du Lac Avenue, all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing, so heads up with that. On southbound 41, we've got backups from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Tee off at Lake Lawn Resort's Majestic Oaks Golf Course. 18 holes lakeside in Delavan. Whether you're a pro or just starting, it's the perfect course. Book your tee time today at lakelawnresort.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny, it's slight chance for showers, a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
Greasy Ben Brust, just whichever way the wind's blowing. I have bad posture. I don't have a great backbone, Joshy.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey IKEA fans, IKEA is turning 40 and they are giving you the present. From September 3rd to the 23rd, IKEA is celebrating with a huge gift card giveaway. Every day, 3 times a day, 40 lucky winners will score an IKEA gift card worth anywhere from $5 to $500. That's right, 120 winners every day at every store. Don't miss your chance to join the celebration and win. Visit your IKEA Oak Creek or IKEA.us for more information today. Must be a IKEA family member to participate. 1 gift card per IKEA family membership during the promotion.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Homestead High School's Connor Pangallo. In Homestead's 42-7 win over Whitefish Bay on Thursday, Pangallo had 12 carries for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. On top of that, he would later take a 93-yard kick return to the house for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Through 4 games, Pangallo has led the Highlanders to an undefeated record with 690 yards and 10 touchdowns. Pangallo is in his senior year and is also an all-conference baseball player. Congrats to Connor Pangallo, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Alan Strofe. Big shout out to Tori Lowe. Joined us on Tori Lowe Tuesday. Mark Tauscher earlier. You, KBN Nation, can get us on the Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776 or watch us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Dan Orlovsky of ESPN loves breaking down film. I would say he's a pretty optimistic analyst as it pertains to Jordan Love evaluations.
He's a little up and down. I won't lie to you because he's definitely an optimist, but was a little down this week.
Well, yeah, I'm saying before this week.
Yeah, I think
traditionally,
didn't he call him the best quarterback in the NFC?
That wasn't Orlovsky, but there's
sworn it was.
I know Kyle said that.
No offense to Kyle or Dan Orlovsky.
I meant to tell you for our show with Kyle back tomorrow, I'd like to have him from last week saying Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFC.
I can do that.
See how he reacts. I have a feeling based off the fact that he's not in the YouTube chat that I'm saying something that he will never hear.
Okay, deal. He's probably on an airplane right now, so that's probably fair.
That could be the case. That definitely probably is the case. So I do want to hear from Dan Orlovsky because he had quite the opinion on what Jordan Love needs to do.
You have to take care of the football. And how many times have we talked about with Jordan Love? He always has these critical turnovers, especially the first half.
I don't mind the aggressive ones. I really don't. I don't mind the aggressive.
But you got to know in this game.
That's not an aggressive.
That's not aggressive.
Yes, and in this game,
right?
Like I remember years ago, the first game of the season, it was the Bills and the Jets, and it might have been when Aaron got hurt.
It was the night.
And I remember, like Josh, you got to grow up. Like that's an immature performance. And I feel yesterday, Jordan Love is my MVP pick. I feel like someone's got to be like, we got to grow up. You can't throw that ball. It's 3rd and 3. The worst thing to do is give that offense a short field. The Packers defense, to Micah's credit, was phenomenal yesterday. And they had skunked the Browns offense. Jordan, you got to grow up and not give that ball away because you give them the ball, you give them the ball in the short field, you give them life, and all of a sudden the game flips.
I love that.
Dan Orlovsky of ESPN, who I think as we were trying to figure out what his prediction was, you heard it in the middle of that clip that he has him as his MVP pick.
Good odds at Potawatomi Sportsbook right now if you disagree, or if you agree with that.
He was the third best odds.
He's tied for 3rd. He's now down to 4th and pretty heavily down to 4th.
But like 1,200?
1,400.
Wow.
Josh Allen plus 225, Lamar Jackson plus 300, Justin Herbert plus 550, and then it drops all the way to Jordan Love at plus 1,400. So $100 would bring you 1,400 over at Potawatomi Sportsbook. if you're interested in that. So on that, I fully agree with him because I think these are moments. What we saw on Sunday against Cleveland is a moment that we have seen multiple times with Jordan Love in now his third year as the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. It's a throw in a crucial moment in a one-score or close game where you go, what the hell are we doing there, brother? And I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he does have Super Bowl winning capabilities. I do think he has MVP-like capabilities. I think overall, you use the term amnesia, right? Short memory. After you make a mistake, come back out. He made a nice throw. Obviously, they got a pass interference, but he drove them down the field rather quickly.
He's always been pretty good at for basketball terms. I'd always say I need to have shooter's amnesia.
Yeah. Just the short memory, right? Make a mistake or have a bad throw or have a bad drive. He comes out and he's never flustered. He's never bothered by the moment. And I think that's something that I've always been impressed by since Jordan Love took over as the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers back in 2023. So he has good qualities about him. He's got good characteristics of a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Thus why you pay him the $55 million a year that you do. But you've got to get rid of these bugaboos in the big moment like we saw on Sunday. That is an inexcusable, unacceptable throw he made and a turnover he created to allow the Cleveland Browns not only back into the game, but it ultimately led to them winning the game. And that's a team you should beat 10 times out of 10 if you're a Super Bowl champion caliber team like we believe the Green Bay Packers are.
Yeah, I obviously through the first 2 days since the Packers game I've gotten at Matt LaFleur a little bit more than Jordan Love. But yeah, it's not okay. And I think Dan Orlovsky says why, right? Like, I think to our conversation with Torey Lowe was a perfect example of why that audio from Dan Orlovsky was perfect timing. Because there's a tendency right now to do, well, you know, he's maturing. And I hear the conversation amongst our office, talking with people, you know, that I'm friends with. Like the conversation goes to, well, he's year 3 starting. And then someone goes, well, he's in the league 6 years. Either of those to me right now, Alex Strofe, don't matter anymore.
Yeah, agreed.
You have to perform at a level that you're expected to as a franchise quarterback and can't be making mistakes like that to put your team in a spot where you now are losing a game that you very much 99 times out of 100 should win based off that one just being a fluke. A fluke isn't making a poor decision that puts the ball in jeopardy. A fluke being like a bad snap. Like, you know, like something that outrageous. Because 99 times out of 100, a team as good as the Packers in that situation, despite all the offensive line injuries and despite what the score was, they have a team that should have won that game 99 times out of 100. I want to hit you with a couple of these.
Sure.
I want to get to Rob's, but we got to clear the air here because I know this made you angry yesterday. Can we please point out from Justin on the Carbless Talk and text line, in all of this was his first interception in 9 games.
No, it wasn't. It's completely false. It's just a false statistic that we were running with. He threw 3 interceptions in the playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was his first interception in 3 games. It was his first interception in 3 games. That's just the fact. And this goes back to the point I was just making. When it comes to Jordan Love, I called them bugaboos. It's bad decision-making in big moments. He had multiple of them in the playoff game against Philadelphia to end the season last year. The prior year in that playoff game against San Francisco, he made an irresponsible throw that ultimately lost the Packers the game in the divisional round of the playoffs. So that statistic is not accurate. The statistic about Josh Jacobs, which was the other one that we were running with, he had scored a touchdown. I think it was 11 straight games. It was 11.
12.
Because it would have tied LaDainian Tomlinson's record. It would have been 12. That was set in 2005.
Good company.
Yeah, no kidding. But ultimately it was snapped because he didn't score against Cleveland. But that stat
Fitzpatrick did.
Yeah, he sure did. That stat was real because he scored in the playoff game against Philadelphia. Counted the playoff game. The Jordan Love statistic was only regular season games. So it's false. I hate that stat.
What do you think of Don here? 800-990-3776. This is an interesting concept. Matt LaFleur has the same issue. He gets aggressive when he needs to be more conservative, and vice versa.
I think it's a fair critique. I think we witnessed it again on Sunday. Now, again, I want to be clear, and I know we're going to get to a texter who vehemently disagrees with what I'm about to say, but I do believe Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love are a good enough duo to win a Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers. I do believe that, and I think they could do it as soon as this year. But there are to use Dan Orlovsky's terms, there are some clear areas where growing up is necessary. And for Matt LaFleur, it is tight game management. There's been some questionable decisions, right? And I think this team has an identity. I think they have a good culture. I think they are a good winning football team, but not to the level of, say, Detroit, who we watched on a national stage last night. It's 4th and 3. What are they doing, Ben? They're going for it, right?
They ran a great play, which even had a hold from the defensive back that still led to Amon-Ra St. Brown catching the ball.
And that's just what Detroit, it's their bread and butter. It's what they do best, and that's okay, right? But when Matt LaFleur comes to his play calling, and it ultimately led to that interception, but again, I blame that more on Love than LaFleur on the play call, probably should have run the ball and punted and made them beat you, because at the end of the day, the Packers' identity in 2025 is they are a defense-first team. I think they have a good enough quarterback to win a Super Bowl, but they're a defense-first team.
Rob in the 414 chimes in. I truly hope that you guys start talking about the fact that Jordan Love is a mere backup quarterback and the fact that the Packers aren't close to the upper tier of the NFL teams. I would like to talk about that, but I can't, in good faith, lie to the audience in what I feel and what we see. The Packers are number 1 in points allowed per game through 3 weeks. They stopped the Detroit Lions to what was 13 points, but really shouldn't have been. It was a garbage time touchdown against the Commanders, and blanked the Cleveland Browns essentially. So when you have that elite of a defense and and a coach in an offense where you've seen them win and go to the playoffs and win a playoff game with a lot of the same talent and have pieces that have now been exposed to that. You have Josh Jacobs, who, believe it or not, I'm not worried about, because I recently saw he's second in the league in yards after contact.
Yeah, he was first last year.
Which is, I think, a really good thing, because your offensive line has not given him holes to even get those 1 to 2 yards and then hit contact and get those 4 to 5 yards, which he's been able to do so much in his career. So
yeah, I'm not worried about him.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, through 3 weeks after beating the Lions and the Commanders, and then through bad decision making in a week 3 game, saying they're all of a sudden not a Super Bowl contender. They have an elite defense. Jordan Love is still the 3rd best passer rating through 3 games in all football. Top 10 in QBR. He needs to shore a couple things up. If you want to have question marks, I would say Matt LaFleur in situational spots.
Yeah,
and injuries.
The issue is certainly not whether or not he's a starter, like Rob said on the text line.
Well, that's why I'm saying.
What do you call him, a mere
backup? I'm ignoring that part. But we also get BMB 2210. Sounds like a license plate. If Love wasn't a Packer, we would say he's average at best, and we are not worried about playing him.
I don't know. I don't know what we would say, right? When I look at guys that maybe he's been compared to in the past, maybe we would say that, right? Like C.J. Stroud, I guess, is a guy we've compared him to in the past.
But Jordan Love.
But I think Jordan Love has the intangibles and some of the skill sets that you look for in a definite franchise quarterback. He just needs to put it all together.
He needs to put it all together, and let's not forget, they were missing basically their entire offensive line
and 2 key wide receiver weapons. Obviously, he's been without Watson for the entire season, but without
the top
Reed,
3 guys in yards last year. Like I think
well, Kraft played, but yes, the top 2 guys.
You're right. But my overall point here is, I'm shocked that after 1 loss, how quickly the Jordan Love
Yeah, I don't get it. I thought it certainly by
wasn't
no means,
his best game.
It was not his best day. But he only had 1 really crucial mistake, and that was ultimately the interception. And again,
so it's going to get magnified.
And we're talking about it because it was a dumb throw. Nobody's disagreeing with that. But I'm not ready to sit here and say, well, Jordan Love stinks. Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFC North as far as I'm aware. Jared Goff has the best people around him, but I think Jordan Love is the most talented quarterback in the NFC North. I think he has a great opportunity the next 14 games to prove that he is who he is. He's paid what he is for a reason. And look, I still think the Packers are going to be very well into the NFC Championship contention this year, and we'll see how good he is on a stage like that. But I think he's a really good quarterback, and he's going to continue to prove it.
On the personal talk and text line, somebody asked a question, TC, Tony Cartagena of the Analysis Show. When When you get a personal talking text line, because he sometimes texts the show, do you say the name or not say the name? Neither here nor there. I'll let you figure that out and tell me in the break.
Okay.
He asked the question, have the Packers trailed? They have not.
Yeah, outside of the very end of the game, yeah.
They have not all season long. Tune in to Green Bay props and previews with us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman Friday at 3:30 as we get you ready for the Green Bay-Dallas game coming up. That's going to be spicy. And also for the Green Bay Game Night post-game show with Homer and Tausch as they give you the dog of the game. Getting a little better, Strophy. And if your dogs don't listen to you and ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Well, we got you. Look no further than Sit Mean Sit. Matt and his team, they're amazing at helping you sit down with that free consultation, talk about what you got going on, and then figure out a plan with them to have that happy, confident, and obedient dog that you want to have in your home. So when someone walks in, they're not going to jump all over them. Whatever it is, that might be an experience that I've had. You can always get it fixed. Contact Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Milwaukee or Waukesha. Schedule a free consultation. That's sitmeansit.com. Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. That had I watched the game really late and they lost Brewers tone to it. So we're going to dissect how you're feeling coming up next year, Strofe.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Caleb Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound 41, we've got some backups from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive, northbound slow from just before Mayfair Road all the way past Burleigh. Eastbound 94, we've got backups from Highway 164 all the way to Springdale, more delays past Calhoun as well, and then 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th. Westbound side backing up from 17th Street all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a slight chance for showers, a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Kick off your game day with a shine. Stop by Tsunami Express Car Wash now with 7 convenient locations across greater Milwaukee, including the brand new location in New Berlin. The best part, your very first wash is absolutely free when you sign up online. That's a $25 value on us. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes that protect your car, plus free vacuums and detailing tools to keep your ride looking spotless inside and out. Fast, easy, and always looking its best. Roll into the game feeling confident and clean. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Enjoy them with your favorite dipping sauce, or try them in one of our 2 new subs, Classic Crispy Chicken or Bold Buffalo Ranch Crispy Chicken. Both served on our fresh baked bread, made with quality you can taste. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Strofe had a late night last night, watching Monday Night Football, watching the Brewers.
Despite the loss, fun sports night.
I agree, it was a great game.
Monday Night Football game was awesome.
That it was as well. Man,
I'm so glad we do afternoons.
Okay, that was random. Well, Ben Brust, Alex Strofe, Chris Larson running the show. No Kyle, no Brad.
I'm filling in on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy tomorrow and Friday. And I've said just about every time I've ever done the show, I love the opportunity to fill in. I love hanging out with whoever I'm hanging out with, Gabe and Joshy, the next 2 of 3
There you go
days.
again. Putting everyone else before us.
No,
you should have said, I love you guys the most.
I do love you guys the most.
Yeah.
I just said, I led this with, I'm so glad we do afternoons. I don't know what
No,
more you want
I love
from
you
me.
guys the most. I just like being with them.
Okay, regardless.
Words of affirmation guy.
I'm not a morning guy because it's hard for me because I'm a sports fan at the end of the day. So I like staying up and watching the games. And the Brewers are obviously on the West Coast this week playing San Diego, so it's a late start. The game went to 11 innings. It didn't end until past midnight.
Man, now I got to tell management you're not fit for a morning show.
If I was able to choose, I would prefer afternoons.
We're not. We're never able to choose.
I know we're not. Again, I'm happy to to fill in anytime I can, which I'm doing on Wednesday and Friday. But I probably won't stay up to the end of the Brewers game tonight. But last night was an awesome sports night. So anyway, let's talk about the Brewers. Little side tangent there.
The biggest thing that I'm feeling, and I haven't felt this all year, I've been the lead with confidence guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really have. From a, you don't win 8 games in a row 3 straight times. You don't win 14 games in a row. Unless
there's a couple making out out there, sorry.
I see that. They're swapping spit.
They really are. It's very distracting.
Oh, my gosh.
Enough.
Break it up.
It's PDA.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Third Street Market Hall.
My point is as someone who's the lead with confidence guy, I want to continue to lead with confidence.
Yeah.
But it sucks that everyone's getting hurt. And there's nothing you can say.
It's bad breaks, man.
There's nothing you can really say. Like, I can't be like, I can't lie to you. Mm-hmm. And I can't lie to everyone and say, like, oh, Woody's going to be okay.
Sunshine and rainbows.
And Quintana's not going to be affected by his calf if he does come back. And McGill, he's going to gut it out. Like, I can't say any of these things, but they're all very important to the success of this overall team. One was an all-star closer. One was a perfect third starter who had been finding his command, figuring out that cutter, just an absolute rock-solid, big country. Brandon Woodruff bleeds what the Brewers have put out every single time that he's been on the field. Like, he's the ultimate competitor. And I need someone to lift me up. And on top of that, runners in scoring position, last 3 weeks, it hasn't been great. So, like, I've been the lift-up guy. Can somebody lift me up? 800-990-3776?
I'm going to try to, because I think the beautiful part about sports is you have a proof of concept oftentimes, right? It's so early in the NFL season, it's hard to say you have a proof of concept, but I think we have a proof of concept for how good the Packers' defense is, for example, right? How good they can be. I think in baseball, specifically with the Brewers, not just this year, but both years that Pat Murphy has been their manager, we have a proof of concept that they're able to respond to adversity. I think they had 19 starting pitchers last year, and they still won the NL Central. And obviously, they didn't win in the wild card, but that was last year. This year, I think you've seen more consistency offensively from guys you didn't even know existed prior to the season.
Still,
right? The Caleb
I think
Durbins.
lead the league in run differential.
Yeah, they do.
Again, it's a full 162 games, Ben. Stop being a little wee-wee.
Thank you for saying wee-wee. At the end of the day, this team is built to win. And they're built to play like nothing else matters, right? There's no external pressure. There's no, despite having the best record in baseball, they play unlike anybody else in baseball. And so even without Woodruff, it seems almost guaranteed. Without likely Miguel, without likely Quintana in the NLDS, I still think this team is built to win, and they have the pieces to win in that series. So I'm not freaking out. I'm not. I want you to continue to lead with confidence because the proof is in the pudding. They've won 95 games for a reason, and they've dealt with these things already. Remember, they didn't have Brandon Woodruff as an option until after the All-Star break. Mizorowski was the story. Mizorowski might not even be on the NLDS roster. They just constantly evolve. They are so adaptive.
I guess
that's
like
what makes the Pat Murphy-led team special.
I guess what's the option of like, there's been so many sparks throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Mizorowski coming up was a spark.
Yeah.
Andrew Vaughn was a spark.
Mm-hmm.
Woody coming back, spark. Where's like right now, like you're losing more than you're gaining right now.
That's true.
And I need that spark.
Andrew Monasterio.
I can't accept that.
In extra innings, will you accept it?
I'll accept his great at bat.
Quinn Priester becoming a total stud this season. Something you didn't expect, and that's been consistent.
Yeah.
Right? That's been consistent. Freddie Peralta's debatably having the best season of his career. That's something, right? And that's been consistent.
I'm not looking for those consistent things right now because I know what is consistent.
But I don't want you to forget about him, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. I also am doing it's getting to the playoffs, so now I'm really diving in and thinking to myself, when they put this roster together for the NLDS, and as it stands right now, if it's the Padres or the Cubs, how confident will I feel?
Both of those are fun series.
I don't care
From a baseball
I don't care about a baseball perspective. I don't.
Every series is scary because it's do or die time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
I hate when everyone's like, "Oh, who do you want to play?" Honestly,
I don't really care.
It doesn't matter. To me, that's why I'm talking about the Brewers. I think this Brewers team has been so successful because it hasn't been about the opponent. It's been about them. I'm worried about a little bit about them more than I've ever been throughout the year.
Regardless of the results the next 2 days, and obviously regardless of the result last night with this 3-game Padres series, I appreciate the fact they're getting a look at them. Obviously, they've had so many looks at the Cubs. They haven't for a while now as we get ready to enter the postseason. But I like that they're getting an up-close look at the Padres. I do. I think it's at least a little bit insightful if that is the team they end up playing. I prefer the Cubs series from the storyline perspective. I would love to beat Craig Counsell's ass in the playoffs.
I don't care about storylines. I want wins.
No, but I want to beat Craig Counsell's ass when it matters most. That's what I want. We beat him in the division each time, or each year he's been gone from Milwaukee, right? This was a guy we consider one of us, and then he leaves, and again, I understand why he leaves, but he leaves, and he goes to the arch rival. It would be fantastic to beat him in the biggest stage that he's been to since 2018. With his new team. It would just be very sweet.
I think I need to get a state of Kyle Wallace, of the Packers, the Badgers, the Brewers when he's back tomorrow. But right now, Kyle, tell us about your friends.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace here, and September is here. The kids are back in school. Vacations are winding down, and for a lot of us, that means one big thing. It's time to refocus on the house. Fall's the perfect season to tackle those home improvement projects before the weather turns cold. And listen, if your windows are old, drafty, or just plain inefficient, now's the time. Right now, you can finally do something about it with Universal Windows Direct, and they have an incredible September offer. Peep this. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. There is absolutely no limit on how many windows you buy. Just know you only pay for half, and they make life so easy at UWD because you will get 0% financing for 3 whole years. So that means no interest and no pressure. And here's a bonus you'll love. $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule today. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to book your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Thanks, Kyle. The legend, Homer, joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm going to quote the great Martin Luther King in this.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to bring up MLK. You know what he said? Oh, wow. He said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And you know what matters to me? Booing Craig Counsell and booing the Chicago Cubs.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Name by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
As the Packers get ready for their Week 4 Sunday night football matchup in Dallas against the Cowboys, head coach Matt LaFleur still reflecting on what went wrong Week 3 in Cleveland. LaFleur on what the team can take away after the loss to the Browns.
I just think this league is such a week-to-week league, and you can never lose sight of that, and you can't take any moment, any game for granted. The goal is to go 1-0 every week.
Well, the 2-1 Packers will look to get back on that 1-0 plan as they prepare for Sunday night football against the 1-2 Cowboys in Week 4 prior to the Week 5 bye. I'm Alex Strope.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Homer here. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching the game from your backyard, every fan knows great moments deserve great vibes. Swing into Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan. Just across the Wisconsin border, they offer a full line of high-quality, clean-green, certified CBD products designed to help you relax, recover, and recharge no matter the season. Higher Love is organically grown, locally owned, and proudly one of the best in the Midwest. Visit them in Menominee or explore the full CBD lineup at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School open house is Sunday, October 12th. Become part of the CMH tradition and make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on October 12th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. Awarded for academic excellence, a rich tradition of athletic success, and an experience rooted in faith. Find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet the faculty and coaches, learn all about the opportunities available for your student. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Radio legend.
I don't care. I wanted to talk to Brent Musburger. That was for my own personal benefit. I hope other people enjoyed it, but I wish I was Brent Musburger. How about that?
Voice of Marquette basketball.
Joplin to the basket.
Oh, wow.
Hammer time.
And owner of the most famous catchphrase, at least in this building.
Oh, baby, that's sweet.
It's time for Uncle Homer on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
And before we get to Home Slice, I'm going to tell you about Grimal & Associates, because Mandy and their team over at Grimal & Associates is the best. They will have a relationship with you and have real people working for you. So if you have any questions, you know who to go to. They can customize coverage based off where you're at in life. They'll have conversations to lay it out for you. It was so great talking with them, getting to understand, well, if I do this, what does that mean? She breaks it down in the best way possible so you can make the best educated decision to protect what matters most. They've been doing it for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area with American Family Insurance Back Service. They have that guidance and commitment to you. So check them out. Help them help you with their insurance with American Family Insurance Back Service. That's Grimal & Associates. Check them out. TeamGrimal.com. Team, GRAMOLL.com. Homer, Strofe, and I were having a conversation. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman leaning into the Homer Hour here.
Yes.
And I said, I'm feeling a little down, more down than I've ever been about where the team is at heading into the postseason due to some injuries.
Some injuries.
Just a few, yeah.
So help me feel better.
No, I got Jerry Augustine to come on my show for exactly that purpose because I said, it's over, Jerry. It's done.
Hey.
The reason I said long ago they could win the World Series was based on one thing. Peralta, Woody, and Miz. Woody's gone. Woody's going to be gone. The chance of him pitching is slim and none the way the manager goes. He actually acted like he was dead. Like...
I mean, he's been through a lot with the Milwaukee Brewers, so there's an emotional component to it.
So I would have never picked him. Now,
but you can replace one of them with Quinn Priester.
No, come on.
No, don't come on me.
Come on me.
Do not come on me with Quinn. Ask Jerry Augustine about Quinn Priester.
That's how damn good he's been.
That's what he's going to say.
And you should agree with him. You should listen to him.
Isn't that why you're having him on? Because he knows all?
He thinks, yes, he's going to say.
So listen to him.
Fine, I will listen to him.
Tell me this. Tell me this.
And they still could do it because they're an amazing team. But it's an even greater challenge, way bigger than anybody thought possible, because everybody was counting on the Miz doing something special. All right? Now you don't even know if he's going to do anything, and you don't know if he's going to do anything special. And we know this. Woody ain't doing nothing. So that was the greatness upon everything else that you needed in the playoffs against teams that have more money and more overall talent. So you don't have that anymore.
But let me ask you this on Quinn Priester, because apparently you're way more down on him than anybody else.
No, he's good, but he's not Woody.
But hold on. Let me ask you the question.
Okay, go ahead.
19 games in a row he's pitched, they've won. Do you just view that as a crazy coincidence?
Yes.
Okay, well.
Part of it is he's pitched well, but to win that many, come on.
But the
common denominator is winning.
Part of it is, yes, because part of pitching now is all the people that pitch. How many other people have pitched in those games that they've won?
I mean, I would
and how
guess
many
more than
innings
one,
have they pitched?
Yes, a few.
He's won how many in a row, and he's pitched half the innings in those games?
Probably closer to 5. Yeah.
Right, so how important is that?
I mean, but that's the beauty of this team, Homer. You're missing the ultimate point.
That is the beauty of this team.
Which is why they could still win the World Series.
Which is why they could, but it's an even greater, significantly greater long shot than at the time.
Significally?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because
Strictly because of Woodruff?
greatness and the reason was they could beat better teams because with the combination of Woody, Peralta, and Miz, you think the other team could be better, but you could pitch so well, you could beat them.
But Peralta, Priester, and hopefully Quintana if you get to the NLCS.
He's also hurt.
I understand that. But I said if you get to the NLCS, you might have him back.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
I understand that. So, but I believe the reason this team is so good is because they have that many pieces.
Again,
the World Series markets.
162, yes. You're right, but everybody needs to accept that the challenge is way
It's
greater.
larger. I agree with you on that.
So you still hope for the best, but it sucks.
It does. That's a good word for it.
The MLB World Series odds.
Yeah, it's the Dodgers, Philly, the Dodgers, and the Brewers are the third best.
Well, it's off the board right now, but it's
Brewers
changed.
Are off the board?
Well, the whole thing is.
Oh, I don't know. I had it up on.
It's probably dependent on how some things fall here in the.
It is now Phillies, Dodgers, Mariners, and the Blue Jays, Yankees, and Brewers
count
all
the American leagues.
Then it is it's Phillies.
What do you
Dodgers,
mean you don't count the
Brewers.
American leagues? You think an NL team will win?
No, I mean I just want the Brewers to make the World Series.
Yeah.
So where are they in terms of the National League teams? And they're third behind.
They are third.
Yeah.
Third. So no, it would.
I mean, it's going to be a challenge. There's no doubt about that.
Correct.
But that's also, I mean, you play the 162, but the good news is it looks like they're going to put themselves in the best situation they possibly can through the 162.
But it's not
right?
the best situation.
Well, to get home field advantage, I'm
Correct.
saying.
The best situation would be to have their pitchers healthy. And we haven't even talked about, I mentioned Woody and the Miz, and then there are others to deal with that are injured as well.
Yes, there is.
So, and again, if they can pull it off, and I say this because to me it's important, it would properly describe how amazing it would be. That it was off the charts to begin with. Now it's off the charts.
I like that too. You're on fire today.
People should not be disgusted or disappointed if they don't do it, because this isn't the group that everybody thought was there to do it in the playoffs.
Off the charts.
Yes.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
So sad. Damn.
Oh, come on, Homer.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
I think we got to strip the title Homer from Homer right now.
No, he's actually properly reacting as a Homer would. He's sad. He's upset.
If they pull it off, people need to realize
Off the
charts.
And this group might be able to do that, but it's going to be even more difficult than people thought. They are not the same team that everybody thought they would be going into the playoffs.
More Homer in the Homer Hour. Coming up next, 2 minutes.
Southbound 43 continues a heavy ride from Burleigh all the way down through the Marquette over the high.